Testing, testing. How's everyone doing today? Sorry for the slight delay in getting things started. We're about a minute late from starting, but we are here now. Give me a one in the chat box if you can hear me okay. How's it going? Chuck, Scott, Warren, Gary. Warren, always a regular here on our webinars. Good to have you on here. Suzette, Denny, Scott, Henry, Vincent, Larry, Neil. Great to have all of you guys on here. Let me turn on my camera for a bit. It's a bit of a rainy day right now, so hopefully my internet doesn't get struck by lightning. They were working on it yesterday, and yeah, they had me without internet for half the day. But today I'm feeling good, feeling excited. We have a great call planned for you guys. And give me a 2 if you're excited for that. If you've been reading my emails and you're just excited to see what we're going to share with you today. Scott Bender is asking, is this live or recorded? This is live. I'm here, Scott Bender. Live. It is the 2nd. Oh, I should know it's the 2nd. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday. She turned 3 years old, so that's why I still have this Curious George shirt on, which just revealed that I haven't showered today either, since I still have this shirt on from yesterday. But again, I have a 3-month-old as well, so those of you that who can relate, where time is scarce and sometimes showering takes a backseat to changing diapers, feeding, all that stuff. Awesome, Vincent, happy birthday, coming up in 11 days. Perfect, thank you guys. Yeah, it was a great day yesterday. It rained as well, right in the middle of my barbecue session, but I was able to put a beach-size umbrella over the barbecue to save the food, so it worked out. We had a great time. Had a small group of friends come over, so there was about 5 girls in total running around the house screaming, going crazy, so it was a great time. Steve is asking, only able to make it for a half hour. Is this being recorded? Yes, it is being recorded. Let me double check. We'll be getting started here probably in about the next 5 minutes or so, just kind of waiting for all the late stragglers to come on. And one of our special guests is also popping on here shortly. It's crazy because he has a son as well. So he's trying to plan around his nap schedule, and I'm trying to plan around my nap schedule, and my oldest nap schedule just changed. So it's kind of like, we're trying to make things work, but we made it work and we're here. And what we're going to share, guys, like I've been saying in my emails, is a really cool new buyer traffic method that gets page 1 rankings with only 5 backlinks. Okay, which totally blew my mind when my special guest reached out to me about this. He told me, hey, can you, he told me, hey, I'm getting all these crazy results. I have a case study that I can share. I'm getting page 1 rankings, multiple page 1 rankings with just 5 backlinks. And give me 1 second. He's actually messaging me right now to send him his link. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, we're good to go. Yeah, so he messaged me, with that saying, look, we're really, getting some great results here. But the most exciting thing was that there's a live case study that you guys are going to see today, and you're going to see everything. You're going to see the site, you're going to see the page, you're going to see all the keywords that they're getting rankings for, which most people don't ever really share with you for obvious reasons, because the moment that you reveal your niche or your keywords, usually there's a good percentage of people that try to target those exact keywords. You're going to see obviously the website, the pages, everything. They're going to show you everything, and they're even going to show you the exact 5 backlinks that they built. Okay, so very, very exciting things. Give me a 5 in the chat box if that sounds exciting. Perfect, tons of 5s coming in, awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So of course, if you guys are here, and those of you that are constantly on my webinars, you guys know that those people who come on live always get the most value, and I guarantee you that today's value is really going to be through the roof. just with the case study alone. Okay, you're going to see some cool things that are getting some real tangible results today with Google, with getting free traffic, which is always exciting. And before we actually kick things off, give me a 2 in the chat box if you guys are actually, if you guys are doing SEO right now, or using Google or YouTube, or using some kind of free traffic strategy right now. Give me a 2 in the chat box. Perfect. Tons of 2s coming in. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah. And talking traffic and seeing case studies is to me, number one, the best way that I like to learn is seeing case studies and being able to really analyze a campaign, and then just learning new things, what other people are doing. So when they mentioned 5 backlinks, I'm like, whoa, you're getting all these things with a very small site. If you guys remember years ago, when you can put up a 4 to 5 page site, a bit of content, shoot a bit of backlinks to it, and boom, you were number one. Those kind of things are kind of unheard of now. You don't really hear about those things. So this kind of got me really excited to learn about what these guys are doing, and really see the case study. And I'm going to be seeing it with you guys today as well. I'm going to be taking notes and really dissecting what these guys are doing, so I can replicate it on some of my own campaigns as well. So it does look like Herc is on here. So give me a 3 in the chat box if you guys are ready to get started. Perfect. And it looks like there are some good advanced SEO guys on here. Vincent is saying that he ranks sites methodically. Awesome. And Warren is posting some strategies to GMB SEO and content and Twitter. Awesome. So Neil is saying, no, Shane is saying he wants to get back into it. So perfect. Great that you guys are all on here. So tons of 3s just came into the chat box. So let's go ahead and get this started. The guys that I have on here today with me to reveal this live case study is Herc, Magnus, and Todd Spears. I met both these guys several times. I've seen them at live events, and it seems like so long ago that we actually used to be able to go to live events and hang out with fellow marketers. But I've hung out with them several times. I've had beers with them. I've had lunch with them, dinner. I mean, we've really, got together and just, not only talked about marketing, but just talked about, just life and different things in general. So one thing that I do know about these guys is that they are the types of guys that are in the trenches with their own campaigns, building sites, getting results, getting rankings. And that's what really got me excited to bring them on this webinar today, because they're going to reveal one of their campaigns. And like I've been saying in my emails, it's a complete real life case study. So at the very least, you're going to walk away with some tremendous value by seeing one of their live campaigns. And like I said, they're those guys that are in the trenches, and they only, come out of the trenches every once in a while when they really have something really cool and really exciting to share. So let's go ahead and bring them on here. Herc and Todd, or whichever one of you is going to get things started, come on here and we can go ahead and kick things off.
Hey, Josh, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
All right, everybody can hear me okay? I'm working remotely in the great state of New York, in New York City. I'm here for the weekend, for the Labor Day weekend. I came up here to visit with some other internet marketers. We're having a get together tomorrow night and hang out some this weekend and just check out New York City. But so anyway, thanks for having us.
Hopefully everyone that is in New York is safe. I've been seeing a bunch of headlines today of all the flooding over there. So, hopefully
I saw those too, but we get here and it is beautiful. It is 70 and a nice breeze. And I've been walking around in the city for a couple hours before I came in here to get set up. And it is absolutely gorgeous out there. So I'm not sure what parts of New York are underwater, but it's certainly not Manhattan.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, pleasure to be here. My name is Todd Spears, and we're going to introduce you to Herc Magnus here in just a minute. But first of all, I would like to know out there, just so we kind of get a gauge of the audience, how many of you out there have ever heard of Herc or myself, or have ever used any of our software products in the past? Just give me a 1 if you have, and a 2 if you have no idea who we are. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out this Mac here a second. Okay, right on. We got a mix of both. That's cool. kind of normal. We've been in the space for a little while here. I've been doing SEO since probably about 2003, internet marketing in general since the late 90s, and Herc as well. Both of us have about 40 years experience just working online, and so Herc and I met probably about 6 years ago, and I kind of teamed up and started building software products together. And so we're going to tell you all about that in a minute. I just want to make sure to give you guys a little bit of background on that. So we're not going to spend too much time on that because we really just want to dive into this case study. But what I really want to point out to you guys today is what we're going to show you today is the power of on-page optimization. On-page optimization can get you really far really fast without any adverse effects that Google may bring down on you. Now, we all know that Google loves backlinks. That's why back in the day in SEO, all you had to do was get a lot of links. And I know Joshua has been a pioneer in developing software that helps get backlinks for your websites to help them rank, and that's great. Every site needs those, but what I think people need to understand in today's day and age is sometimes less is more. And backlinks are definitely key because as we know, Google's first ever name was called Backrub back in 1997 when they first started, but they eventually changed their name to Google. So backlinks are important, but what we want to show you today is the power of on-page optimization and the way we do it. And we use a special piece of software that we've been developing over the years, and we're going to show you all about that and how to use it and give you lots of tips of understanding. Even if you at the end of the show, you don't want to get the software, you're still going to learn a lot about how to do your on-page optimization correctly. So, Herc, I'm going to turn it over here to you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. I was a little caught off guard too by the timing difference a little bit there, but we all made it all good.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can see my screen, right? Welcome to the case study. I had it all planned out and nice for Josh, and then I showed up late because I thought we'd go at 1, but no harm, no foul here, hopefully. So I'm not really going to introduce myself too much, guys. I'm already off to a bad start being late and everything. It doesn't really matter who I am if you don't know me, but what this case study is going to be about is how I got 19 keywords to the first page of Google with only 5 backlinks. And I don't really know where you guys are at in your SEO career or if that impresses you or not. The 19 keywords are buyer keywords with traffic. They're not just like some super crazy long tail that's easy to rank. These are good quality lead gen keywords. We're going to show you the site A to Z, how we did everything, show you the keywords, show you the backlinks, show you the rankings, screenshots, and live. And then the fact that it was only able to do it with 5 backlinks is super impressive. From my experience in SEO, and I've built hundreds of sites, that's not a lot of backlinks, especially for people. Anyone that does build backlinks to get rankings, there's oftentimes a budget associated with that. And some people will just, their rankings won't be where they want them. And their simple answer to that is, just throw more backlinks at it, throw more money at it, and we'll solve the problem that way. I have a very low backlink budget. I don't need a lot of backlinks. I don't need a lot of money. And when problems are happening, when I'm not getting the rankings that I want, it's not my backlinks that are usually the problem. It's my optimization. Just like Todd said, optimization, as far as I've seen it from other SEOs, is a very underrated, underutilized strategy for improving your rankings. So we're going to talk so much about optimization and specifically the way we do things. So here's the rankings, guys. 19 keywords on the first page. It's for a site called cateringstamfordconnecticut.com. We're obviously targeting catering leads in the city of Stamford, Connecticut. Catering companies, how much does a catering company charge for, a catering service? I got married 3-4 years ago now, and we hired a caterer, and they were not cheap, man. We're talking thousands of dollars. So there's high value in these keywords. And the domain is an EMD, meaning it's an exact match domain, where the main keyword that I found that I wanted to build a website about is also the domain. And I have it highlighted in yellow here across horizontally. Catering Stamford, Connecticut, ranking number 170 searches per month, $2.56 CPC, and it is an EMD. But obviously, we're not just going to try and rank for a single keyword. That's my old SEO approach, was I'm just going to get an EMD and rank for one keyword. We've gotten much, much better at this, and we can actually now rank for multiple keywords on every page of our website. And you can see here's the rankings, the chart. And these weren't taken that long ago, August, but we'll go live and show you them today. 19 keywords on the first page, 12 of them are in the top 3 position, 3 of them are number 1, 1,800 searches per month combined across all those keywords, which if I was going to go to a catering company, I mean, I'm standing in a pretty impressive position to offer the leads for sale to that catering company. I could say, listen, you're a catering company in Stamford. We own the website that's absolutely dominating for every catering type company in your area, and we could send you those leads today, right? Because they're already, all the results are already there. This is a method of SEO I practice called rank and rent, where we go out and get a result first, then we sell the leads to the client. Typically start them off with a free trial of leads to prove ourselves first, but it makes it really, really easy. And one of the bonuses, the main keyword, catering Stamford, Connecticut, is actually ranking above the map pack. Give me a 1 if you've ever seen your sites ranking above the map pack, and give me a 2 if you've never seen that. That does depend, of course, on the location of the searcher, as you all probably know. Different locations can serve different results, so it kind of depends where you're searching from. So we're going to cover all this in more detail as well. I just wanted to give you the quick overview. And then the backlinks, guys. Give me a 1 if you know Moz and you understand what Moz metrics are. Give me a 2 if you don't, and that'll help me on how deep I want to go into the, oh, wow, what do you know about this? This is going to be fun. There's a few that don't, but so Moz metrics, you can see catering Stamford, Connecticut right here, okay. 5 linking domains, domain authority only a 2, page authority only a 14, basically a baby site as far as Moz and the backlinks that are pointing to the site are concerned. We're just we're basically worthless in their eyes almost, but we're still absolutely dominating. So guys, how did I do this? How did I build a site rank for that many good profitable keywords, but I only had to use 5 backlinks to do it? Optimization is absolutely the key to this, and I'm going to show you an optimization process you've likely never seen before. Something called that we like to call keyword cloud optimization. It's a way to help you optimize your title, URL, H1s, and descriptions for multiple keywords. And it just becomes really, really easy to rank for all the keywords when you know how to optimize properly for all the keywords. We don't want to just rank for one keyword. We want to target a whole bunch of them. Okay, so 99% of the work that I did on this website, Catering Stamford, Connecticut, was done with a software that Todd and I built called Zaggio, okay? And I want to state that up front. And I want to also be very transparent with you guys. Yes, we are going to give you an offer to purchase this software on this webinar. I don't think there's really that much surprise there, but I want to tell you up front so you guys know, like, I'm not trying to pull any tricks with anyone, okay? But what I want to do that's a little bit different than what you might be used to is I want to start, because I've told you already that there's going to be an offer, I want to start this by telling you what the price of the offer that you're going to receive today is going to be. We'll start there, and give me a 1 if you're pretty happy about that. I know that's a lot different than any other webinars. They usually, you know, go through the webinar and try and build up all this value, and then they build in all these bonuses and modules, and then that just helps them drop a big price and you guys feel good about it. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to tell you the price first, okay? And the reason I want to start with the price first is to kind of get that elephant out of the room. I want you guys to focus on the value of what I'm going to show you today, not only the value of the software, but also the value of the education you're going to get, because you can do this with or without our software. It's obviously easier with it, but you're going to be able to learn a new strategy for SEO, okay? And you won't have to be anticipating this big cost at the end of the webinar or this big price drop. You can, well, I'm just going to talk about it now. So before I tell you the price, guys, I want to ask you, how many recognize these tools? Majestic, Ahrefs, those are data aggregators. Moz, Updraft Plus, backup solution, keyword research through Longtail Pro, Yoast SEO or Rank Math SEO, Managed WP for managing multiple WordPress blogs, rank tracking softwares, schema building softwares. How much do you guys think it would cost for a monthly subscription to, not even to all these tools, but to like 2 or 3 of these tools? And as SEOs, and I'm seeing a lot of people already know a lot of these tools, you guys probably know how much, you probably use them. So how much do you think for a couple, 2 or 3 of these tools would you pay per month for use? And seeing 400, hundreds, 300s, $299 for 3 minimum. Yeah, I mean, these are great tools. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And the reason I'm bringing these tools up, guys, is because what Zaggio has done is we've been able to pull in all the best features of all these tools into one product, but instead I've done the math on this, guys. It's around $300 to $500 per month for those tools, depending on how many you have, depending on what level of those tools you have. It's around $300 to $500 a month. So you guys were like right on the money, but we're able to pull in all the features of all those tools, okay? And at the price of $57 a month or $497 a year. That's the price of our software. There you go. Now you guys can relax. You know what you're going to get offered today, and we can really just focus on how we did this, right? So boom, elephant gone. That is it. Now, what is Zaggio? All the SEO tools that you probably already use, right? Except it's in one software. So one tool, one login, one price. That's pretty much what Zaggio is and what we're trying to accomplish with this software. And there's kind of two parts to this software, okay? So we have like a central cloud control panel, and if you can imagine, it's kind of like the cockpit of your entire network of sites. You're going to bring in all the controls for all the websites that you're running, whether it's your sites, your client sites, AdSense sites, affiliate sites, lead gen sites, even private blog networks, okay? It will give you that WordPress management functionality to all of them. The cloud dashboard is kind of the cockpit of, you know, here's what's going on with your network of sites. Here's the updates that you need. Here's the problems that you're having. Here's, you know, all this stuff, and we can see everything and just kind of cherry pick the problems or any of the issues that are coming up from one place, and we'll show it to you guys. The website manager helps you access all the important parts of each of your websites. So one-click logins to your WordPress admin panel, your cPanel, your host of your domain, and your registrar of your domain all in one click. We can do the Google page speed insights. We can do if it's indexed in Google, all from the website manager for every site, not just one site. We've obviously built in a rank tracker. We do automated backups. We have an absolutely gorgeous and easy to use JSON LD schema generator that has 99% of the schema.org schema properties available, not just the most popular ones, all of them. So it doesn't matter what type of schema you want to build, you can do it really quickly and easily with this. We also have WordPress theme and plugin storage. This was built because I build a lot of sites, and for certain sites, I use the same core plugins on them. So rather than upload one plugin at a time, each time I upload a site, we actually have the ability to save our favorite plugins, store them as a group, and execute a group upload with one plugin. Really, really handy for quick setups. So that's the cloud control panel. But what connects your site to the central cockpit or the cloud control panel is the WordPress plugin. But it's not just a slave plugin, okay? It's actually a fully feature-rich plugin as well. It is an SEO plugin, so like Yoast or Rank Math or SEO. And just type in RM if you're a Rank Math user, or a Y if you're a Yoast user, just to see, because I know those are probably two of the most popular plugins on the market right now for what we do. And here they come, yeah, Yoast, Rank Math. I know there's all in one.
While they're posting that in, a bunch of people really appreciate the fact that, you know, you're starting with the price first, is kind of like letting them know there is an offer, and then you're going to deliver value after that. A lot of people are really appreciating that, and it's a breath of fresh air for me as well to just, you know, you could drop your guard now, you know what's coming, and then just like focus on the case study and the value that you're going to get. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just don't want it. I don't want you guys to have to think about it or just have it constantly in the back of your mind. What's this going to cost? You already know, $57 a month or $497 a year. So, so the SEO plugin, guys, obviously 301, 404 redirects, a review manager to collect or display reviews from the visitors on your website. And then these next two features, the project planner and the silo builder, we're actually going to spend a lot of time in those today. Because they are 100% unique to this product. You can't get these features anywhere else, and they're really the core of the way that we're able to optimize every page and post on our website. So we'll spend a lot of time in there. We have a link manager for anyone who does link cloaking and affiliate tracking and stuff like that. A rescue center for, you know, when something goes wrong with your sites, whether PHP updates or database updates or theme or plugin conflicts break your sites, we can help you rescue them even if you can't access them anymore. And then a WordPress clone function. So there's a lot of features in these. And I only have 60 minutes. I want to be very fast with you guys. I don't want to sit and drone on all day. So I can't possibly show you every feature of Zaggio. It's just too big. So we're going to focus primarily, guys, on the features that I used to build this website, which is the one we're going to look at today, Catering Stamford, Connecticut. and we're going to focus on those features. So let's ditch the slides, okay? And we're going to head first to Google. I'm going to set my, I'm going to do a search for catering Stamford, Connecticut, so we can do this live because I like the live proof as well. Let me spell it right, actually. Okay, I'm on Google, and there you can see the 3 ads. Nobody can get above the ads because it's Google ads, but there we are above the maps in EMD Catering Stamford, Connecticut. Okay, and just to show you guys now the backlinks, you can see we are ranked #1. I'm going to turn on the Mozbar. I use a Chrome extension for Mozbar just to kind of look at the power of the links of the sites. Okay, and you can see there I am, PA 15, my domain authority has actually dropped down a little bit, down to a 1. The lowest score you can get for a domain authority is a 1, which is what I have. And let me just ask this again. I just really want to help you guys. And how many of you want me to go over like quickly what PA and DA mean and why it matters? Give me a 1 if you want me to just quickly summarize PA, DA. Okay, there's enough of that. Okay, so Moz is basically a software that crawls the internet and looks at the linking relationships between websites. So when we look at these numbers, DA, PA, what this is, DA is kind of like a score of the power and the trusts of all the links pointing to this domain on all of its pages. Okay, so like Facebook would have a DA of 99 because they have millions and millions of backlinks all over the internet pointing back to Facebook. They have a lot of trust, a lot of power. So they'd have a DA 99, the strongest score you can get. PA is kind of the same thing. They're still measuring the power and the trust of all the links that are pointing, but they're only measuring it pointing to a specific page on a website. Okay, so DA encompasses every page on the site, all links. PA only encompasses the power, authority, and trust of the links pointing to a specific page. All right, and then the links, let's take a look at the links inside of Moz for this site. You just need to click it. Okay. And you can see linking domains is now up to 6, but that's, and I'll show you the links. You can see there's the 5 links, right? And this one just showed up recently, but it's actually some dead site, so it doesn't really count, right? So it's still 5 links. Moz hasn't found anything else. I haven't built any more links. Okay, so there you go. Now, the one thing that I want to show you that's really important about the DA, PA, and why I wanted to talk about those, let's look at the DA and PA of the other sites that are ranking, okay? And I'm just going to go through these quickly now that you kind of know. So there's always 2 types of results in a local search. There's like the big brand authority sites like Yelp, Home Advisor, Angie's List, Better Business Bureau. They're always going to have a super high domain authority, like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, right? That's one type. The next type is going to be the actual local businesses that exist in the area. So for catering Stamford, Connecticut, which is the keyword research, there's like David's Catering, Yelp, The Knot, which is a high DA. But look at these numbers, DA 93, PA 46, DA 24, 32, 85, 38, 32, 29, 69, 40, 820. This one's a little bit low. 58, 31, 51, 30, 21, 28. Let's look at mine again. Okay, I'm the #1 ranking site. I have a DA of 1. Every single site on the first page has a higher DA, meaning they have more trust, more power, and more authority according to Moz, and more backlinks. The page authority, mine is a 15. Once again, the lowest number, 46, 32, 38, 29, 40, 20, 31, 30. So if I have the lowest trust, authority, and power, how is it that I'm able to rank not only first in Google in the natural results, but also above the maps? And that's a question I'm asking for you guys. How is I able to beat everybody else when I'm literally the weakest site, according to Moz? And I see a ton of questions coming in, Magic. Not Magic. Yes, PK, awesome. So I see a ton of questions, guys. I'm going to ignore questions for now. We'll have a Q&A period just so I can get through this quickly. Yeah, it's optimization.
Real quick, I like giving out just random $50 prize packs. So PK, you got a right answer there. Thank you for participating. I'll send you a message now how you can claim your $50.
Awesome. I didn't even know that. That's cool. Okay, so congrats, PK. Good answer. You're right. It's optimization. Okay, we know how to optimize better than most like local companies or even the big Yelps and stuff like that. We're optimized better. And let me give you a quick example of that. if I take this exact keyword, okay, and in my browser, I'm going to open up the browser search function, and I'm going to put in that keyword, and it's going to highlight everywhere on the page that that keyword exists. So in the search bar, in my site, and then that's it. What that means is nobody else is optimized aggressively or specifically for this keyword phrase in this order, right? And that, guys, is the power of optimization. Okay, that's how you can help ranking, and we'll go much deeper into this, because I'm not just ranking for that. I'm ranking for a ton of other stuff. But give me a one if you guys are with me. You understand optimization is huge. It's huge, guys. It's massive. Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and we're going to log into the site itself. So I'm going to turn off Mozbar, and we're going to log into Catering Stamford, Connecticut. And I'm going to take you through what I did right from the start to the finish to get those results. Okay. So once I found the keyword, and remember earlier I said 99% of the work that I did was done with Zaggio, and you can see the plugin right here. Okay, Zaggio, that's the plugin. I said it's full of features. But the 1% of work I did not do with Zaggio was find the initial keyword, Catering Stamford, Connecticut. I had to go out and obviously identify that that specific keyword was a good one to build a website for. I did that with our own keyword research tool, and we'll kind of cover that later. But there's a million tools that you can use, guys. There's the Ahrefs keyword research tool. There's Longtail Pro. There's the Surfer SEO Chrome extension, Keywords Everywhere Chrome extension. So finding that initial keyword, okay, is really not that hard. Okay, and we'll even cover that a little bit later. So once I found the keyword, guys, I registered the domain name, cateringstamfordconnecticut.com. I set up a hosting account. I installed WordPress, right? And then the first plugin I installed was Zaggio. And this is how I do things every single time. So I entered my license key, I activated it. Now, the first thing I do is I go to this Easy WP Setup tab, okay, and I do a quick setup, because the default installation of WordPress is actually terrible. It's full of crap comments, pages, posts, examples, and bad SEO structure. So I do this on every site as soon as I set it up. Install Zaggio, remove all the default pages, default posts, set the permalink structure to post name for SEO purposes. I get rid of all the crap comments. I create a blank About Us page, a blank privacy page, and a blank Contact Us page that I'll fill in later. And then I click this button, Go, and within 10 seconds, it takes my WordPress site from a default shitty installation to a shining setup where I'm ready to go for good optimization. Now, I could also search for plugins from the WordPress repo right here rather than leaving, but I don't do it there. I do it inside the cloud dashboard, and let me show you why. So I'm going to log into another section. Remember, I said Zaggio has two parts, a cloud dashboard and a WordPress plugin. So here we are inside the dashboard, where I said it's kind of like the cockpit to what's going on in your site. So I can see, oops, let me log out of this account and get into my account, because there's a lot more fun stuff going on in my account. So here we go, guys. You can see I have a bunch of spam comments. I have no core updates. I run 200 websites inside my account, okay? I have no core updates. I have 8 plugin updates and 8 themes. That's it. And the reason I have 200 websites, but I don't have that many updates, is because every time I log into here, I do this to keep my network up to date, clean, and secure. Update all my cores, plugins, themes, delete all my spam, and then I clean out all the default crap that's taking up extra space on my server as far as spam comments and delete and extra post revisions. I just do that and I'm done. Okay, so this is saying error because there's nothing left to delete. So now I'm going to go to the websites tab, and you can see I have a lot going on in here. Okay, and I'll explain this in a second. Once I installed Zaggio, okay, I would see a box that looked like this. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is, because I'm an organized person, I like to keep all my sites organized. I add what's called tags. Okay, and I add 3 tags to each of my site. The orange one tells me what type of site it is. The blue one tells me where this domain name is hosted, and the green one tells me where the domain name was registered, because you don't always have the same registration and hosting account. So we account for it. To create a tag, I just click a tag, and I would say like, oh, I'm going to build sites for Josh. So I add a tag Joshua, we'll make it orange. No, I can't do it, I'll make it lime. Okay, and then I could even supply a URL, right? It doesn't matter what URL. I click save tag, it creates that tag. Where's my line? and I simply drag it over. Okay, I'll get rid of that for now. I'll click Save Changes. And now that I've added the tags, guys, you can see I have one-click access into my WordPress login. I could click the cPanel, supply my cPanel details. Then from then on, I'd have one-click access into my cPanel. I have one-click access to my hosting account and one-click access to my registrar. Boom, 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 boom. I can also see my page speed insights. I can measure my uptime, make sure my website's good. Okay, I can see what version of WordPress I'm running, what version of Zaggio, just a lot of really cool stuff. But we're installing plugins. So how I do this, guys, is I would now go into the management for this website, and you can see, I can see all the themes that I have installed, all the plugins that I have installed. Of course, we would have only one, all the post pages, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and we'll get into it. But what I want to do now at this point is I wanted to install the other plugins that I typically use, but I don't want to search for them and I don't want to install them one by one. So what I can do is upload a group. So let me back up and show you how you create a group. I'm going to open a new tab here. Over in settings, I can go to my plugins and themes. So I clicked on settings, my plugins and themes. You can see I have a bunch of plugins here, right? And these are plugins that I use on different types of site setups all the time. So to increase my speed, I say I might as well store them here, and then I can click create a group. So let's say I know I was gonna work for Joshua and do some SEO for him. I could create a group called Joshua. You know, we'll make it like this maroony color, and I would use like this plugin for him, this one, whatever. You know what I mean? Like those are what I'd create, and then I click save group. Now that group is saved. You can see there's little tags here. So when I go back to manage my websites and I want to upload a group of plugins, add new plugin, my plugins, you can search WordPress repository, but this is faster. My plugins, select a group. I want the Joshua group of plugins. Go. And then it goes tick, 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 installs, activates all those plugins, right? And now we are away. You can see the plugins would be all installed and activated. And now I can one-click update everything for all my sites, right? So now once the plugins were installed, okay, my WordPress site is now literally set up to start building my site out. It's set up for SEO. I have all my right plugins installed. It's time to start optimizing. So for that, this is where we're going to dig into the project planner, guys. And like I said, if you're not paying attention right now on this webinar, get back on the screen. This is where the magic really starts to happen. Okay, I'm going to just remove this to demo it later. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you the finished product, make you understand what this is, and then I'm going to show you how it was built. Okay, so let me make it simple for you guys. Hopefully I can make it simple for you guys. What you see in the project planner here is 4 boxes, and you see in H1 a title, a URL, and a description. This website, Catering Stamford, Connecticut, is really a 4-page website where I'm trying to target keywords to rank, and each one of these boxes represents the 4 main core SEO elements of a page or a post on your website: the title, the URL, the description, and the H1. But now that I have this, guys, I can see it for my entire site from one page. And not only that, I can edit it. I can edit any of these elements right here, and it will update the page, which is so much better than the way people normally do things, especially if you're all-in-one, Rank Math, or a Yoast user. The way that those guys do SEO is they build their page, right? They come over here, they do this, which this is an H1, not a title, just so you guys know. Okay, they will have like a Yoast or a Rank Math box down at the bottom. They'll come in, they'll put in their title, description, URL, H1, do all the work, enter like a target keyword and get a bunch of tick marks saying you have it here, you're missing it there, yada, 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 right? And then when they're done with that page, they close it, they go to the next page, they do it again and again and again. And it's just annoying and blind, to be honest. I can look at all my pages and change anything right from here, but not only can I look at the title, URL, description, and H1, I also have the ability to see what keywords I'm actually targeting on each of the pages, but also that keyword's volume, CPC, and competition metrics, as well as where is that keyword ranking. I literally have all the information about every page on my website inside of a single view. I don't have to switch browser tabs. Okay, bam, yeah. And then we have a pretty cool Keyword Cloud, but we'll talk about that in a second. So give me a 1 if you guys understand what this is now, and then I'll talk about how I built it from scratch to final. Okay.
So
right.
pretty much these are the entire 4 pages of that one site. But obviously, if the site had 6 pages, 7 pages, 8 pages, all the pages will show up here, and you'll be able to manage all of the pages on this one area, this one project area, pretty much.
Yeah, you got it. And
Awesome.
like there's obviously, I do have a contact page that's not in here because I don't care about the contact page. I'm not trying to optimize it or the privacy policy. I could pull it into here if I wanted to, but I'm only really concerned with the pages that I'm trying to rank on Google. So that's what gets pulled into here. Okay, so guys, now let me show you how is it that it came to be that, you know, I built a website, Catering Stamford, Connecticut. But at that point, guys, when I set up the domain and I set up, you know, everything, I didn't know which additional pages I wanted to build. I didn't know which additional keywords I wanted to target, right? But it's important to have additional pages. We can't rank 1-page websites anymore. Everyone knows you need supporting content. You need to be real, right? And if I'm trying to build a site for lead gen purposes to sell, maybe to rent to someone or to sell to someone, or even if it was a client, I need more content, right? I need more pages to make it look real and be good. So here's how we do it, guys. So what I would have normally done is I would have opened up a group, a new project, because I can have, that was what called a project that you saw there. And you can see we can have multiple projects, okay? So I would create a new project. I'd call it keyword research, right? What other keywords can I target and what other pages should I go after? And when I open it, notice there's nothing in here. So here I would go to keyword functions and I would choose automatically generate groups. And now what this function does, guys, this ties into the Google AdWords API through the keyword planner section. And give me a 1 if you guys have ever used the keyword planner tool through Google AdWords. Give me a 2 if you haven't. You guys are a smart SEO crowd, man. This is awesome. Like I don't have to, yeah, it sucks. So it does do one thing pretty cool though, and that's when you use it to ask them for like, can you send me groups or categories of keywords? So what we do, right, is we put in a seed keyword, something like catering Stamford or catering company or whatever, and then we say, you know, give me like 200 good keywords with a minimum search volume of whatever and a minimum cost per click of whatever, and then we click start operation. And I'm not going to do that because I've already got it prepared for you guys, but it goes out and it starts pulling in a bunch of groups of keywords that it thinks is relevant, right? So like concession equipment keywords and corporate event planning keywords and classical music, and it can do a good job, but it can kind of do a shitty job. And here now we have this big mess of what Google thinks are categorized keywords, right? And now it's our job to start saying, okay, what keywords do I care about? What ones do I not for this site? So you could start like highlighting keywords. So you see how I'm holding down my control key and highlighting keywords and saying, okay, these should be in this group. So I could just grab them and drag them from one group to another group. Or guys, I could do something much faster. Give me a 1 if you've ever heard of keyword clustering. Yeah, man, this is awesome. Okay, so what I do is I got a big group of keywords here. I need something way cleaner to work with. This is too much of a mess. Okay, I've done these manually before, so we said, let's make it better. So I'm gonna this time go to keyword functions, phrase match into a new project. I'm gonna call it PM, which is short for phrase match. I'm gonna call it 2.4, and here's why. We're gonna phrase match these keywords. We're gonna cluster them, okay, automatically. And the way we're gonna do it is we want a minimum match of at least 2 words within any keyword phrase, and we want a minimum match of at least 4 keywords before it creates a group, okay? So watch how fast this happens. I click the button, it's done. I go back to projects, there's my group, PM24, and let's look at these groups now. Best catering, catering business, catering company, catering co, corporate catering, way cleaner, right? Now it makes sense. Ooh, I should build a page for corporate catering, right? I got all these keywords. So what I could do is I could select all the keywords and get the broad phrase in title and in URL match so that I'm looking at the competition of them. So all I do is select all my keywords and say, give me broad phrase in title and in URL match. Once again, guys, lots of questions. Give me a 1 if you know what broad phrase, in title, and in URL metrics are, and give me a 2 if you don't. And I'll cover them and why they're important. And okay, there's a few of you. So let me give you a quick example on Google itself of them and why they're important. So a broad match keyword is probably the way it's the way that everybody that doesn't really know anything searches the internet, right? I'm looking for a caterer in Stamford, Connecticut. So I type it in, and what you're asking Google for is show me all results anywhere on any web page where the word catering or Stamford or Connecticut or any one of those appears anywhere and anything, anyhow. There's no rhyme or reason, right? And we get 5.7 million results, right? Now, if we want to get more specific with Google, and it's like, oh man, your results aren't really what I'm looking for, I can wrap them in quotes, and that's called a phrase match result. And what phrase match result is asking Google for is show me all the websites who have this exact phrase in this exact order somewhere on the website. It has to say catering Stamford, Connecticut. Notice we went from 7 million results to only 1,860. It's much more specific request. Now the next one is called in title. Okay, that's where you're saying to Google, show me only the results where the website used the exact phrase in the exact order, catering Stamford, Connecticut. Only 57 people have done that. And then the final one is in URL, where you're saying the same thing. Show me all the websites where the exact phrase catering Stamford, Connecticut was used exactly like that in that order in the URL. Nobody. The last two guys, in title and in URL. Who puts their keyword in their title? What type of person would put their keyword in their title? And what type of person would put their keyword in their URL? Yes. SEO is a smart one. Yes, yes. People that know. So really, are you competing, when you search catering Stamford, Connecticut, are you competing against 5.7 million people, or are you competing against SEOs who put their keyword in their title? Are you competing, whoops, in title is the search. Are you competing against 5.7 million or 57? Go ahead, Josh, I heard you.
No, yeah, John Munns, congratulations. Thank you for interacting. You got a good answer there. So $50 to you.
Awesome. So there you go, guys. In title and in URL show you the people who are really well optimized for that specific keyword. We're still going to beat them, but you don't have to compete against 5.7 million. And that's why we included that, okay, in the project planner so that it's quick and easy to look up. I used to do it manually. It's a nightmare. So now we have all our keywords, our volumes, our CPC, our competition, right? But that doesn't mean we have a page, right? Because you can see it's just a big group of keywords that are organized very well. But what I do, guys, a lot of people, when they're optimizing their websites, they're content first type people where they'll get a piece of content, they'll put it on their site, then they'll come in and optimize it. And I'm not that way. I'm keyword research driven optimization, where I want to know what are the keywords that I'm trying to target. Okay, then I'm going to optimize the page, then I'm going to write the content, which is kind of backwards. So like, let's say this was the group that I was going after. How can I, so I'm going to open up another tab here again. I'm going to go back to the project planner. How am I able now to rank for multiple keywords? How can I target all these keywords on a single page and still rank for all of them? So here's the live one, again, to give you a point of reference. Let's look at how many keywords I'm targeting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 keywords. I'm trying to optimize this page for 12 different keywords. Look at my rankings. Number 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 8, 9. Every single keyword I'm targeting on this page is ranking on the first page, and my main keyword is ranking number 1. How am I able to do that? Now that is something that we like to call cloud optimization, keyword cloud optimization. It makes writing your titles, your H1s, your descriptions, and even your URLs brain dead simple. Okay, so let me show you how it works. I'm going to click this little cloud. Let me click save first because I see that it's grayed out right now, and I got to go back in. So let's go back into the PM24 group. We're looking for corporate catering. I don't know why my keyword cloud is not working right now. Let me just do it this way. Okay. Oh no, why is that not working? Let's see if this way. Okay, that way works. Okay, we'll just, sorry guys, it's just a little bug that we had an update today and that's okay. I'll show it to you. That'll work. That little button opens up the keyword cloud. So let me do it. I'm going to kill my developer right now, but group functions, we'll go expand all. Okay. Okay, so on that group, guys, I would have clicked that little keyword cloud button, right? And it would open up this little box, okay? Now, what the keyword cloud is doing, okay, if I click on catering, it's gonna highlight in the group of keywords that I wanna target, it's gonna highlight every time the word catering was used. And then the more times it's used, the bigger it gets up here. So you can easily, with just a quick view, kind of tell if you're trying to target this group of keywords, the word catering and the word corporate is pretty damn important. So what I like to do, guys, is I like to look at all my volume, my CPC, and I want to know what my main keyword that I'm going to target is. So it would probably be something along these lines: corporate catering. I would look at like there's a pretty good one. So 140 searches. Corporate food catering, okay, maybe would be my main keyword, or corporate event catering, okay, and that's what's going to go first in my title. So let's say my main keyword I wanted to target in this group was corporate food catering, so I would target that first, corporate food catering, right? Now, the first words in your title should always be the main keyword that you're trying to optimize for on the page, okay? The back half of your title is where people start struggling. Oh, we're the best, this and that, and they don't really know what to write, right? But this is prime real estate. This is title time, man. This is prime real estate. So with keyword cloud optimization, okay, we're gonna do it like this: corporate, food, okay, and I'm reading off of what I've already written for my title. So I chose corporate food catering. And then on the back half, I just have to use the rest of these words, right? So I see breakfast, I see lunch, breakfast and lunch, services, event, services near me. Holy shit. So if I was, look at this, guys. So I'm reading off my title, but I'm gonna look at the keyword cloud, okay? Corporate, food, catering, breakfast and lunch, event, services near me. Do you guys get it? Do I even have to say more than that? What I just did there? The keyword cloud told me what I had to write in order to optimize for every variation of this entire group of keywords. And it reads perfectly because I just use my common sense. Like, if I have to make these words into a sentence, how can I best do that, right? So now we need to write the description. So now we can take our next best keyword that we want to optimize for and put that first in our description. So maybe it would be something like corporate lunch catering or corporate breakfast catering. So I could say corporate event catering for breakfast and lunch service, or for breakfast and lunch services for companies near me, right? I'm not saying the same thing I did up here. I'm switching it up. I'm using, maybe instead of saying, notice I didn't use company up here, so I'm using companies down here. I could have even said company up here, right? And maybe save the near me for later. Corporate food catering, breakfast and lunch event services company. And then down here, I'm saying, not corroborate, corporate, I just spelled it wrong. Corporate event catering for breakfast and lunch. Our company service, you know what I mean? Just make a sentence and use up the rest of the words or the rest of the variations in your thing, in your description. And then your H1, guys, is pretty simple. Use a main LSI of your main keyword, okay? The corporate food catering would be the main keyword. So here we would be corporate food services catering company. Short, punchy, LSI, keyword rich, right? And now, guys, Okay, I'll close the notes here. And now what I've done is I've literally optimized for this entire group of keywords with an emphasis on the main keyword that I'm trying to target. And I'm going to answer that, Felix. That's an important question. He asked, how do you do this to an existing site rather than from the planning stages? But I have to talk about the planning stages first, okay? So I will answer that because it is important. So now, guys, what I have here is a group of keywords I want to target with a really good optimization, like really good for all of these keywords, but I don't have a page yet, right? Remember, I always said I do content last. I do my planning first, just like a good builder. Right? He builds a blueprint before he builds a house, and that's what I do. So now I need to create a page, but I have a lot of other pages that I may or may not use. So this page is done. Let's get it out of here. Actions, move this to a different project, okay? And I would move it to my main project where the pages that I'm actually going to use are, I move it, it's gone out of the way so that I can continue being focused on what's left. But when I want to work on what's going to be there, I moved that project. So now you can see we have down here, it's not a 4-page site anymore. Well, it's still a 4-page site. Let me just collapse this. There's our 5th element. I moved it, okay, so that it stays organized. But you'll notice these boxes all have a tab that says page. So this indicates there is a page for this. This one does not have a page, so we need to create it. So actions, attach, create a new page or create a new post. I like building my websites with pages. Posts are for blogs for me. Okay, boom. Okay, you can assign a parent to it. You can assign it if it's a draft pending published, we'll just make it published. Okay, boom. It's done. If I go back in and look at it, it now has the tab. And if I click on the tab, where does it take me? Right into the default page editor for that site with my title, URL description, and H1 already inserted. And now I can add my content to a fully optimized page. Okay, and I'm going to talk about content in a second. Okay, so let me just update that, and we're going to come back to this page in a second. I want to talk about the guy that asked, sorry, I forget your name already, but he said, can I do this? How do I do this to an existing site with existing pages? Okay, so let me just open up a different site for this, so another site that we have that's ranking. And I'm going to show you how to pull all that in for sites that you already have, which is really, really nice. Okay, oh God, what's going on here today? We'll just do it here. Okay, so let's say I wanted to, I call them, what's that?
Someone said mic drop earlier, but I think it's gonna be ×2 in here just a second.
Oh, Brank released an update today, and so I think it's buggering things. Okay, whatever. We'll look at that later. So guys, what we would do if you're starting with, like, I have a site, I want to put the project planner on it, right? So you could do what's called an audit. So I'm going to click OK, and it creates what's called an audit. You can name them anything. So then I load it, and see here where it says audit website. If I click this, and I'm just going to click start operation, what that does is it pulls in all your pages and your posts for your sites, right? But it'll also pull in your optimization elements for all of them, but it'll also pull in your keywords that you're ranking for. And apparently this is another one of the bugs. What it would show you is a list of keywords that each one of your pages and your URLs was already ranking. So it would show a list of keywords and your rankings for your existing site. So audit's like extremely powerful. It's actually not quite live yet, and that's why you're seeing bugs. I'm demoing it for you guys because we're so excited about it, but we have a couple more bugs obviously to work out, but this should be live within a couple days, guys. Pulls in all your pages, all your posts, all your optimizations, and then tells you these are the keywords you're already ranking for on each of your pages, and here's your ranking. And then from there, you could just continue on and re-optimize. You can find all sorts of problems, cannibalizations. It's just deadly. Okay, but so now let me back up. It's time to add our content. Okay, so what do we do when we add content, right? We add our typical 1,500, 2,000 words, right? Hire your writer, or fire up your content machine, your AI machine, or create, or whatever you guys want. And maybe you want to surf or optimize it. I don't know what you guys do, Page Optimizer Pro, like get content. right? You add some images, right? And with your images, you want to make sure you have LSI and descriptions. Sorry, not LSI, alt tags and descriptions, right, in your images. Well, what should you use for your alt tags and your descriptions? LSI keywords. Where are you going to get a good list of LSI keywords that you should use? Pretty simple, right here. These are the LSI keywords that you should be using in your images, and there's image descriptions and alt tags. You want a focused page that Google reads and is like, man, this is on point, right? Use that. Add video, right? Make it an LSI of your main keyword or your main keyword, catering Stamford, Connecticut. We even have short codes built into Zaggio. Catering Stamford, Connecticut. Instead of searching YouTube, search right here. Add a video. We even have Pixabay built in for when you're adding your images. You want to add an image? Catering company, right? I spelled it wrong. Super way to find images fast, built right in, right? Then you add your H2, H3 tags, okay? And I want to kind of cover this a little bit, the importance. And notice I'm not saying H1. I only want one H1 on my page, and then the rest are going to be H2 and H3. Let me tell you why for a second. Let's go to this site and look at it from an H perspective, a hierarchy tag perspective. And that's what H stands for, hierarchy. And what they mean is hierarchy of content, not hierarchy of size. And what I mean by that, a lot of designers make this mistake. When they want to control the size of text, I want big text. So I'm just going to quickly call it an H1 and it'll make it bigger. Now that was maybe a bad design issue or a bad development issue of the guys that invented H tags and sizings, because everybody uses them to control the actual size of their text, but that's a huge mistake. They're not meant to control the size of your text. If you want bigger text, guys, use the command text size to make your text bigger. Here's what good H tag hierarchy looks like. One H1 tag that covers the main topic of the page that you're on, catering company in Stamford, Connecticut. H2 tags are subtopics of the H1 above it. Welcome to catering Stamford, Connecticut. What you should look for when choosing a service. Should you hire us? Our primary services. H3 tags are subtopics of the parent H2. Our catering services are wedding catering, breakfast catering, and halal catering. And then the final H2 tag is where do we start? That is the proper usage of H tags. That's what's going to tell Google in order what the content on your site is about. Okay, so stop using H tags to control the size of text, okay, and work your H tags like that. That's just kind of a tip, right?
That was definitely some sexy heading, header optimization there. That looked amazing.
It's good. It all helps, man. It all helps sites, like it helps Google, like, understand what is this page talking about. And when you lay it out like this, it's like, well, the most important topic is this. The second topics are these. These are third topics, right? All on one page. It's super helpful. I love covering that stuff with people. So this is all done, right? And then our content is live, right? So we do that for the next page and the next page and the next page. But you notice I'm not opening 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 tools yet. I'm not opening crazy amounts of windows. It's all done here, right? And then when I add the content, I obviously have to add it here. That's okay though. But I'm not opening up a keyword research tool, another tool over here, another tool over there. I'm not searching for images or YouTube videos over there, opening another browser, opening this, forget where I'm going. I'm on a rabbit hole again. Oh my God. No. One place for all of it, right? That was the kind of the goal of building this software. So the next step, guys, was once I created my pages and I added my content, okay, my site is essentially at that point, I've got everything kind of done. Interlinking. I need to make sure I build good links, right? So for that, guys, we open up another function, okay, called the silo builder. Okay, and what the silo builder is, once again, I'll talk about the final product and I'll show you how I got there. What the silo builder is the world's first visual drag and drop editor for WordPress posts, pages, and internal links. Okay, does anyone know what ManyChat is? Give me a 1 if you've ever heard or seen or used ManyChat. And if you love it, because they made a visual editor for messaging funnels and flows, but nothing like that existed for WordPress, so we wanted to build it. Now there's 3 types of relationships that exist that matter in silos for WordPress. Pages, right, which create physical silos. So if I had like catering, Stamford, Connecticut, right, / services / service 1, service 2, service 3, right? These slashes and hierarchies inside your URL are called physical siloing. You're building another folder level to subcategorize your topics. That's called physical siloing. That's done with pages, parents and children relationships. Posts are for blogs. The relationship on posts is categories and tags. All posts can have a category and all posts can have a tag, and they can have as many categories and many tags as you want. And I'll show you one later on. The final relationship, guys, is the internal links in your website. So meaning, okay, not your menus, not your top menus that every website has, but so not these guys up here, but these guys down here. When I'm linking from this page over to another page using text, internal linking, right? So with pages, guys, the nice thing is, because I said it's a drag and drop visual editor, this is kind of all I do is I click generate silo from my website, and I'll just do it, okay? And it's gonna ask me, do you wanna import pages with parent relationships, or do you wanna import all the pages? Okay, so we'll say import all the pages. I'll generate silo. Okay, I can zoom in, I can zoom out. It's giving me, it's loading little screenshots of all the pages. Okay, and now I'm gonna build a mini little silo, okay? So I'm gonna get rid of certain pages because I don't care about them. So like privacy policy, gone. I'll get rid of reviews. I'll get rid of the contact us page, okay? And we're getting there. So now I'm gonna highlight all these 3, move them over here just to get space tightened up. And watch this, guys. So I'm gonna go to my home page. So there it is. Okay, and if I wanted a services hierarchy, so there's the service page, I use it for example, I'll put it there, okay? And the services I'm gonna have are halal, wedding, and I think there was breakfast right here. I wanna put that in a silo. So remember when I said visual drag and drop? So my home page has a services page, and now I wanna silo it. I'm just gonna draw lines from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and now I have a visual silo that I want to execute. I want WordPress to build this. So what do? I click Save Pages. I'm not going to do it because I don't actually want this. But as soon as I click Save Pages, this will execute the command to make these a child of this page. And I've just built physical silo structure just like that, all on a visual drag and drop editor, right? Now, when it comes to links, why this is important is all I do is I click Generate Silo from Website. It goes and it reads what's going on in my website. Okay, it pulls in all the pages and all the linking relationships. So I'm gonna grab, there's the home page. I'm gonna drag that there. And then I see I have my halal page. I have my breakfast page. I have my wedding page, right? This was just a test page that I'm doing. So I'll just put that aside over here. This is a child of that. I don't care about my contact us page. Whoops, I'll get rid of that. Let me do it again, sorry, because I got rid of one that I wanted to talk about. Okay. I'll talk about the one I got rid of and then get rid of it. So here's my homepage again, right here. Okay, we'll kind of make that central. The reason this one is orange, you're seeing most of them are blue lines and this one is orange lines. We want you to see and to map out what is internally linking and what is externally linking. So what it's telling you is this page on the Catering Columbus, Ohio page, which is just a test page I'm doing. Okay, I have one external link, right? So we color it orange, and it's a do follow link and it leads to the not, right? It's kind of like one of those, they call them, I forget the word right now, but like you're adding relevance to your site. You're linking out to something that is within your topic, right? But it's an external link. The rest are internal links and they're blue, and you can control that because we have canvas settings. We can control our line thickness, we can control the line type, we can control the color of internal links and external links just to make it easy for you, right? But if I get rid of these pages now, we're just gonna look at the pages that matter. Okay, there's my home page. I'm gonna get rid of this one because that was a test page. I don't really care about it, right? So I have my home page and my 3 other pages, because remember, I said this was a 4-page site. I did it again. Oops. Sorry, guys. I'm just working too fast. Okay, so let's get rid of services. Let's get rid of catering Columbus. Let's get rid of this one. Because I'm not doing anything right now, guys, other than working with the visual drag and drop editor. I'm not like executing any changes when I'm doing this stuff. I'm just working with these pages. So what it's telling me here, guys, when I look at it, we can zoom in there. That's what I'm looking at. My 4-page website, my home page, and my 3 inner pages. Does anyone notice a problem when it comes to interlinking? Let's see how smart this audience really is. Yeah, flowchart of a website. Yeah, I need an undo. Yeah, you're right. We should build that. Does anyone see a problem with my interlinking? Yes, Denny. So, well, in this case, you're so close. So when you're building silos, you don't necessarily want to link from one silo to another, but one good practice is for the pages that you're linking to contextually from your homepage, you probably want to link back to your homepage. So this one, you can see the homepage links to it, and then it links back to the homepage. That's why you have like an infinity sort of look. But these pages, all we have is the homepage links to it, and then that's where the linking structure ends, right? That's actually not the best scenario. I should be linking back to the homepage, but how do I find that out the old way if I have the interlinks? I go into my content for each of my pages, I look at my links, I test where they're going, and I take a note and I write it down, and then I come back and then I fix it. Or I press a button and I look at a map. And I'm like, oh, there's a problem. I got to go put a link there, and I got to go put a link there, right? It's so easy to do it with the silo builder, and that's why we built the silo builder, to give you a visual diagram of the structure of your sites on a page level, a post level, and an internal link level, right? So the links only will map what you build inside of contextual links. So you can't actually build a link inside of here, but pages, when you draw these lines and you say, make this a child of this or make this a child of that, and you click save changes, that will execute the command to make that happen in your WordPress site. Links is literally just mapping. Okay. So now, guys, I've done, let me kind of catch you up. So I started with, I installed Zaggio. I used it to clean up my WordPress from ship to shine. I bulk installed plugins, right? Then I used the project planner to research keywords, to optimize keywords, to plan keywords, right? To get all my competition URL metrics. I created my pages inside the project planner once they were optimized. Then I sent away for my content writer to write the content while I was doing my internal linking, right? So now we've got some really cool shit going on with our site, right? Well, there's one more thing I can do to further optimize my site. Does anyone know what that's going to be? JC, Schema. Let me show you how Schema works. Now, I could do the way that most plugins do it. If you guys are comfortable with the way that most plugins work, we have your comfort covered in this tool. Okay, so if I was going to build Schema, I could go into the page and I could scroll down to our PS SEO box, or our Zaggio SEO box, and I could click on Schema, and I could click this Schema wizard and add like article, product, service, or local business, and fill in the forms and click save and go, and I've added Schema to my site. But I don't like to half-ass things like with templates, right? I like to do a little bit better than that. So we built a fully functional, fully featured schema editor inside your dashboard where you can build from literally every type of schema, right? So let me, the first place that people always start with schema is, actually, I'll ask you guys this. What's the first question that anyone's about to build schema always asks? Yeah, what type of schema should I put on this page, right? Now, let me illustrate how easy this can be, because this is the #1 question everybody asks. Well, what type of schema should I put on this page? So you guys suggest to me, what niches are you working in? What kind of clients do you have? And I'll show you how to turn that into schema. HVAC, dentist, plumbers, right? Okay, so I'll just take the first one that was out, HVAC. Here's the general rule for what type of schema should I build. Start very specific and work backwards from there. So the first suggestion in the thing was HVAC. So in our search function, guys, We have literally every type of schema that is on schema.org. So you start with, start typing the word HVAC. There it is, HVAC business. That type of schema exists. That's what you should build, right? So when you click it, it loads the HVAC schema on the right side now, and then lists all the properties of that schema type, which is very intimidating. Even though we've made it alphabetically in order, it's still very intimidating, because now the next question people ask is like, well, what properties should I use? Let me simplify this for you. Let's hide all the properties because there's too many and it's scary. And let's just go with the stuff that everybody knows, right? We're typically going to want to give our business a name. So we search for the word name, it comes up, and we click this blue button, add it. We search for URL, we add it, right? We search for phone number, we add it. And you see how it's now adding only the properties that we want? We would search for description, right? And then we add it. And then you fill in the forms. You write description, you give it a name, you give it the phone number, right? You give it a URL. Is that hard? Is that hard to build schema, right? Then when you're done, you give it a name, you save it to a folder, and will by default load all the folders for the website, so you can save it in your website. I'll just save it in a miscellaneous group, right? And then once it's built, look at this, boom. It spits out the schema code for you that you can now use on your websites. And we'll talk about how to implement it in a second. And one of the nice things, guys, is I've seen the comment already, is people are already asking, can you use this software for non-WordPress sites? So everything that is not WordPress. So let me back up a little bit. The project planner, guys, if you have just one WordPress site, you can do a project plan for any site, right? It doesn't have to be on WordPress. You just do the work here and then copy and paste everything over to your HTML site or your e-commerce store or your Wix site, right? You do all the work here, you just copy and paste it over there. Same thing with the schema. You could build schema here and then just copy it and paste it onto your other sites, right? And how do you build error-free schema, right? Because one of the things you're gonna want to do is perform validation and make sure you get green check marks, but what, meaning that it's valid, and that's doing a rich results test. And when you're performing these validations, guys, sometimes you'll get a yellow mark that says warning, and sometimes you'll get a red entry that says error. And let me give you guys some myth busting right now about schemas. I've seen people say that if you have errors and warnings in your schema that you will lose your rankings, or it could potentially hurt your rankings. That's not true. What that will do, errors and warnings, okay? Warnings actually won't do anything. Warnings are just suggestions. You should probably think about doing this. It's not a, but errors mean you need to do this in order to achieve a rich result, right? Do you guys know what rich results are? I'll cover that if there's enough people that don't know about rich results, and I'll cover why schema is important too. So when you guys get errors and warnings, right? So you're gonna be building it and you're gonna just keep performing validation, and it'll say, oh, warning, you should include price. Okay, so what do? You search price and you add it, right? And then you fill it in, right? So now that warning is gone. And then you get an error. You have to include X, Y, Z. So maybe aggregate rating, I don't know. So then you just search for it and you add it and you save it until you get a green check mark. That means you have valid schemas detected for your HVAC business, right? And why is schema important? Does it help you with the rankings? Does it help with this or that, right? So I'm going to go to Google. Okay, and I'm just Googling Google Rich Snippets list. Okay, and I guess I'll start with a typical search like how to play acoustic guitar. I love guitar, so I go to Google, see the big video, nice big video. It's different. Like we all know these kind of listings, right? Those are regular listings. We've seen them our whole lives. But now Google's starting to play with these big videos, and these people also asks, and these timelines, right? How to lose weight over 40, right? We're starting to get all these other cool things like stars and image results, and like those are called rich results, right? And now why is schema important, guys? Okay, Google's rich results list. Okay, this is, I'm gonna type this into your chat. You guys can go check this out on your own time. I'll just give you the link. There you go. Okay, why is rich results important? Google, guys, when I first started doing schema, there was like 4 elements on here of like the types of rich results that were showing up in Google, and look at them today. Okay, and the left shows what it is, the right shows an example of what it would look like inside of the Google search. Article scheme or article rich result, book, breadcrumbs, carousels, courses, data sets, employer aggregate ratings, events, fact checks, FAQs, baby, homes, I love those ones, how-tos, images, jobs postings, job trainings, local business, knowledge panels, logos, math solvers, movies. Like, it's growing and growing and growing. Do you want schema on your sites, guys? If you want a chance at achieving, you know, rich results, you need to start implementing schema to get qualified for rich results. And when you build your schema, okay, your validation means you are valid, you're eligible for a rich result. It doesn't mean you'll get a rich result. It means, okay, your schema is done well enough that you're now eligible. Get your rankings up, and you're increasing your chances that your eligibility will turn to an actual schema showing up on Google. Okay, so now people ask, all right, well, here's the schema code. Where do I put it? Do I put it in my header? Do I put it in my footer? Okay, well, we made it easy. Okay, so you build the schema here, then you go to your websites manager, and let me close some tabs. You go to your websites manager, you look for the site that you're gonna install your schema on, catering Stanford. Okay, you click manage, and you click on the schemas tab. Okay, and there's 2 sides here. The left side says, here's the schemas we found in your Schema Builders Catering Stanford, Connecticut folder. And the right side is, where do you want to put your schema? Right, so we default with the home page of the website, and it would look blank if you had no schemas there. And then you just say, choose the schema. So I built food establishment schema. I click it and I click save changes. I just installed my schema. So if I go to the website and I use this tab again, this Chrome extension. By the way, I saw it being asked, what's this Chrome extension? It's called Detailed SEO Chrome extension. It's by Glenn Alsop. Just quickly gives me the ability to see what my title, description, URL, canonical, headings, links, images, and food establishment schema. Boom. Okay, it's that easy to install schema when you're using our builder with our plugin. But of course, you can still build schema with our tool and install them on your e-com sites or anything that's not WordPress, HTML, whatever. Just install it in the head. Your schema goes in the header property. All right. So now I've added my schema. My site is fully optimized, right? Boom, I'm done. Right. The last thing now, the last thing, guys, is I come back to my project planner. I select all my keywords that I care about. I click actions, I click track my keyword rankings, because the measure of how well you optimized a website is where you rank. So you want to track your rankings. Okay, I'm not going to actually do it because it's already done. You could choose any search engine, any location. You submit them to the rank tracker, and now you are rank tracking your keywords, and you will be able to see them for the pages of which you are targeting them right here. But the nice thing is these are clickable. It will log you right into your dashboard, and you can see, I'll just go the long way. You can go to Zaggio, rank tracker, search for your site. Okay. I can now have a more fully featured rank tracker for my site, which shows me my keywords, my last check, my next check, the URL that's actually indexed, my ranking now, yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, the search volume, the CPC, the competition. I can click a couple keywords. I can get a knowledge or a graph of my historical rankings of the keywords. I can download charts of the rankings, send them as PDFs to clients for reporting. It's just a full featured rank tracker, right? Built right in. Not an extra cost, not an extra tool, not an extra window, not an extra login. It's here where you need it now, right? So now that everything is done, there's still one more step that I can do, because I put a lot of work in up to this point, right? I've optimized. I've rank tracked now. I've built schema. I've got all my content. I've put a lot of work into my site. It's near and dear to me. What do I do now? I don't want to lose it. I don't want something to go wrong. So I want to back it up, right? Yes. So I go to backups, I search for the domain I want to back up. Okay, there it is. And now I can choose to back up from 4 or 5 different services, my own FTP. If you have Dropbox, OneDrive, Amazon, or S3 or a Google Drive account, you can connect them to Zaggio and store your backups for all your sites into your own service that you already pay for, right? So I use Dropbox. Set a schedule. How often do you want to back up? Daily, weekly, or monthly? I suggest backup as often as you update your website. You can also take a manual backup whenever you want, right? So I do weeklies because I only work on my website about every week. And then the limit function says, how many should we keep before the oldest one gets deleted so that we don't eat up all your space on Dropbox? Well, I keep 5, right? And I do it and I click create backup, and now it automatically creates a backup every single week. And when I have 5, when the new one comes, the old one gets deleted. Happens all automatically. I don't have to worry about it. Now, if something happens to my site, if a PHP update breaks my site, if a hacker gets into my site, if I lose my password, if just anything goes wrong, all I have to do is click on view backups, right? There they are. Click restore. Because I'm not in my website right now, I'm in my backup manager. I click restore. It backs up to whatever date it last took that backup, and bam, I am 100% protected and fixed. And you can do this for your clients. You can offer backup services for their sites, as well as restoration services for things that go wrong. I actually recently had to use this with a client that had one of their clients log in, try and install WordPress on a subdomain, but accidentally installed WordPress on the main domain and broke their site. And I was like, no problem. I acted like it was a big deal, but really it wasn't, because I came in here and I restored a backup with 1 click. So now I'm fully protected, right? And you're fully protected, and you can do this with your clients as well. So let me just do a quick recap of this whole thing, guys, from A to Z, right? So once I found my keyword, I set up my hosting, I set up my WordPress, I installed Zaggio, I cleaned WordPress, I bulk installed plugins, I used the project planner to optimize and plan out all the pages of my site, and then I created the pages, added the content. I used the silo builder to map out my internal linking to make sure everything was interlinked the best way, or to create physical silos with URL structure. I built Schema, injected Schema onto the pages of my site that was error and warning free. I turned on the rank tracker to measure my progress, and then I took a backup of all the work so that I can never lose it. That's how I built my site A to Z. And like I said, guys, a core fundamental of it is right here, right? Is keyword cloud optimization for every page on your site from one spot. But we do so much more than just that, right? This is how we rank 19 keywords on the first page of Google with only 5 backlinks. But, I haven't talked about backlinks yet, right? So I use, guys, a private blog network. Give me a 1 if you know what that is. Give me a 2 if you don't. They're commonly referred to as PBNs, private blog networks, right? So there's a lot of controversy around PBNs, and let me just put it to you this way. I've been running PBNs for about 7 years now. 100%, regardless of what anyone else in the world tells you, PBNs work, because if they work for me, they work. If they work for you, they work, right? If something didn't work, if 1,000 people tried something, 999 of them failed and 1 succeeded, that means it works. It just means 999 people don't know how to do it right. Does that make sense to you guys? That analogy? PBNs work, guys. I've been doing it for 7 years. You just have to know how to do it right. And a lot of people say you cannot build a new website, or you should not build a new website and send out PBN links first. You got to like build Facebook page and Pillow, and you got to send out citations, and you got to build all this. No, it's not true at all, guys. I built 5 links. They were all PBN links to my site. I didn't build anything else other than those 5 links, right? So how did I build the links? Pretty simple. I manage every PBN site that I have, guys. Is also happens to be managed with Zaggio. So I go to my websites tab, I click on the filter, because remember, I filter my sites by type. I click on PBN, only show me my PBN sites, please, because that's what I want to work on right now. Thank you. So there you go. It loads up my PBN sites. Oh, let's build a link on this one. Oh, okay. Notice I'm seeing the Ahrefs and Majestic referring domains, trust flow, citation flow for every site. We can pull in metrics, guys, from our sites. And let me give an example. I'm going to go to manage. I'm going to go to metrics. I'm going to say, retrieve the metrics. And it retrieves the Ahrefs and Majestic SEO metrics for all my sites. I can do that for my money sites or for my PBN sites. If you're doing PBN management on Zaggio, great, because that helps me when it comes time to build a link. Oh, I need a really strong link. Oh, this guy looks good, right? Let's build a link here. I'm going to click on manage. I'm going to click on post and pages. It's going to tell me how many I've already got. I'm going to say, oh, I want another one. So I'm going to give my post title. This creates a post for me. I'm going to give it a post URL, whatever I want. I'm going to put my PBN article here with my link to money site, right? So I would highlight this, put a link to a money site, right? I put in a PBN article, images, videos, whatever, however you do your PBNs, right? I'm not here to teach PBN stuff, but it's an article and with a link in it, right? And then I say, okay, let's publish that next week on the 9th. And I want it to be a post. So boom, create. I'm not going to actually do it because I don't want to do this, but so then I'd go build the next one. 5 times I did that. It didn't take that long. I scheduled my 5 links out all from one place. I didn't even have to log into my PBN to do it. And I knew what my site's powers were, what the linking power was going to be before I did it. And the end result of it all, guys, is like I said, I keep showing you the rankings because it works. Because the whole thing works, right? So let me show you one other thing because we're pretty much done with this. I want to show you this. This is very similar looking to this, isn't it? This is how I used to do things back in 2014. When I would build sites, I used to build like a lot of AdSense and affiliate style sites. And when I would go to build a site, I'd give the site a name and then I'd say, you know, I'd have a bunch of boxes that were blank like this. And then I'd start doing keyword research using whatever keyword tool it was at the time. SE Cockpit, I think I used a lot in Google AdWords Planner. And I'd start saying, okay, well, this keyword needs to go over here on the home page, and then I need a page for this, and these keywords will go here. So now I got to go manually look up the volume CPC and the broad phrase, and I'll color them red because they're hard, or yellow because they're medium, or green because they're easy. And I would look up everything manually, and then I'd even say, okay, today I'm ranking 25, and then maybe it improves, so I'd move it to 21. This is the project planner on a spreadsheet, and I used to do this in 2014. Now, why would I put that much manual work into all this stuff in a spreadsheet? Does anyone know? Why would I manually look up every single keywords thing and put it into a spreadsheet every time? Warren says that looks like what I do. It really stresses you. Yeah, well, it was pretty stressful and annoying, and it took a long time, but there was a reason. The reason I did it, guys, it worked. It worked. And then what I used to do is I'd take my group of keywords and I'd open them in a notepad, right? So like this. Let me open a notepad here, one sec. Where's my damn notepad going? Whatever, I'd put them in a notepad and I'd boil them down. I'd basically do what the keyword cloud function does. And the reason I'm showing you this, guys, is if I was doing this on a spreadsheet way back then and putting in all this work, the reason I was doing it is because it worked. That's why we built this software, because the spreadsheet just took too damn long to do every time I launched a site. But now we built the software that does it all, and it works, guys, right? So let me go back into the slides, okay? And we're actually at the right slide. And today I showed you a live site, catering, Stamford, Connecticut, and 19 page 1 rankings with only 5 backlinks. Give me a 1, guys, if I prove that to you at this point and you believe me, okay? I think I was fully transparent, hopefully enough. Yeah, okay, lots of 1s, good. Now, was it a one-hit wonder, right? Obviously the answer is no, but I wanna prove everything like all the time, right? So as soon as this stupid slideshow starts again, we've done this, guys. Like the reason I showed you the spreadsheet was we built that tool because the process works, right? So here's the site we looked at today, catering, Stamford, Connecticut. 12 keywords we were targeting on the homepage. 100% of them made it. All of them are on the first page of Google. Another site I have, Salt Lake City Emergency Dentist. We're targeting 11 keywords. And remember, this is just on the homepage. We're not talking about interpage rankings. 11 keywords on the homepage on this site, all 11 on the first page. 13, pool resurfacing, Phoenix, Arizona, the first rank and rent site I ever built with a live guide on how I did it, guys, back in 2015, I believe. 13 keywords on the homepage. We targeted all of them on the first page. One. Are they still there? Go look up Pool Resurfacing Phoenix. You'll see an EMD called poolresurfacingphoenix.com still there. These work, and they don't just work today and they're gone a month from now. This was built 5 years ago. It's still there. It's not a one-hit wonder, guys. It's a process, and it's a process that we built a software out of a spreadsheet because it works, right? So guys, this is pretty much where the thing ends. Your opinion really, really matters to me. I hope you learned something. On a scale of 1 to 10. How impressed were you with what you saw? Did you learn anything? 1 being crap and 10 being awesome. Okay. We've got some 13s in there. I got 100, thank you. Got an 8 out of there, that's good. I got a 101010, 9.9, well laid out, awesome. So pretty good overall, guys, pretty good. All right, so guys, if you want, I would really appreciate it if you would go leave a live comment, and I'm gonna go there with you just to show you why. So if you go to Zaggio, xagio.net/FB Facebook, it's going to take you, so there's the link, zaggio.net Facebook, and I'll even put that in your comments for you so that you don't have to make spelling mistakes here. Okay, there, I'll put it in the chat for you. Just leave a comment of what you thought of the webinar today. You can see a lot of others have. To give you guys, like, I really try and do like full transparency, full proof, no bullshit, right? That's why I told you the price up front. That's why I showed you the links, the rankings, the PBNs. I just love when people share their opinions because it proves to me, to you, and to others what you really think, right? If there's any bullshit on here, we don't hide it. You can see it, you can read it, right? So please do go share that with me. We'll check in on it later if you guys are leaving comments. And then, so why did we build Zaggio, guys? Personally, a lot of it was built because I personally have OCD. If anyone's like me, please type OCD in the chat. I have OCD, guys. I have like pixel perfect, like, need to get things right. I need organization, efficiency, and when I'm making decisions, I want them to be data-based, right? Data-based decisions, not database, but data-based. I need to see data in order to make a decision. That's why I love spreadsheets, right? This is not a new tool. Hopefully you guys can tell that. Hopefully you can see it's well thought out from people with experience in what we do. In 2014, it was the first version called Project Supremacy that was literally just the project planner based on the spreadsheet. I met Todd in 2015 and we developed it further to a working version of the project planner in 2016 with Schema built in. And we had a huge launch on that and people were installing it on tons of their websites. And we said, we need to add like a way to control all your websites. So we kept developing it further. 2018, we released V3 that added the WordPress management functions. It's now 2021. We're continuing to improve it, but Project Supremacy V4 was too long of a name, too many letters, too many spelling mistakes. We wanted a new website, a new look, improvements on UI, UX, speed, and it's now Zaggio. I say Zaggio, you can say Zaggio or Xaggio or Xaggio. Doesn't matter, guys. The word doesn't mean anything. It's just short and it sounds cool to me, so we picked that. This is the team behind it, guys. Myself and Todd on the top. We are the co-founders of this. Our development team, who are absolutely unbelievable. No matter what I tell them to do, they can get it done. Although I'm a little peeved at them right now that they are peeved. They released an update without checking if it was going to affect anything, but they're pretty good. So not too mad. Alex and Tanya on customer support, guys. Great team, okay? Great team behind a great product. I think it takes a great team to build a great product. No matter what you do online, guys, I think Zaggio can help you. It's perfect for you if you're having local and lead gen websites, if you do affiliate marketing and you need help with your keyword research and optimization, or if you run a PBN to help you rank your sites. If you have clients, client management, it's great for managing your clients doing their SEO. If you run an e-com website on WordPress with WooCommerce, it's great for that. If you guys do private blog networks, great for that. If you're like me and you have OCD and you crave organization, Zaggio helps you with automatic updates across your entire network of websites. Instead of logging in one by one, you have one-click logins to your WordPress, your cPanel, your host, your registrar. We give you live and emailed notifications of any problems that happen within your network of sites. If they go offline, if they go broken, whatever, we'll let you know about it so that you can fix it, right? How many of you guys have clients? I didn't ask this yet. Give me a 1 if you guys do SEO or anything for clients. Oh, wow, okay. Let me show you something. That's really, really cool, okay? Because Zaggio, if you value your clients, your privacy and your security, Zaggio has a really wicked feature in it, okay? Let's just log back into two sites. So we're gonna go to app.zaggio. So we'll log in here. I'm gonna go to websites. I'm gonna search for my Stanford one. Okay, see how fast this is. I'm gonna manage it. So, I'm gonna direct admin log into that. So let's assume for a second that Catering Stanford, Connecticut was actually a client of mine, not a lead gen site, okay? So when I worked with clients, one of the things that would often happen is clients would come in and mess with things. Like I would do SEO and they would come in, and back then I was using Yoast or all-in-one, I can't remember, but they would come in and they would change things, or I wanted to say it like this, or I wanted to say it like that. And I'm trying to explain to them, it's like, listen, how you say it isn't just important to the people who read it, it's also important to Google, so try not to mess with it. And they would disagree with me, and I'm like, fine, I'm just the search engine optimization guy, which you hired me for, but whatever. The point is, they would change things, or they would look at how you did things and they would think, I could do that, I'm just gonna fire you now, thanks for all the work, right? So let's assume that this was a client site, okay? What I would wanna do if I was working with a client is come in, do all my work, build my schemas, build my SEOs, do my project planning, keyword optimization. And then when I was done my work, I would log into my Zaggio manager and I would click on this button, hide the plugin, please. So that now when my client came back to their own website and clicked on the dashboard, Zaggio no longer appears. There's nothing they can do to look at your secret sauce, or nothing they can do to affect the work that you've done, right? It's hidden. Now it's time for you to go work. You click show plugin. You come back and you click dashboard, boom, Zaggio's back, now you can work. So it's a super awesome way to protect your own secret sauce from your clients. You can even like remotely deactivate stuff if your client fires you. It's got all kinds of great features for clients, okay? Now you guys saw a lot of stuff that is pretty standard, like standard features that you get elsewhere. Rank tracking, I'm sure you guys all have a rank tracker, and there's schema builders all over the place, and there's rank math and Yoast, and there's a lot of standard features that we do, right? And standard features are great. But the reason why I think us having those standard features in our software is so great is because it's built into one software. You don't need 55 plugins. I guarantee you're going to reduce the amount of plugins that you use if you use Zaggio. The amount of paid subscriptions you're going to reduce, right? Less plugins, less conflicts, less problems, right? And the unique features or the standard features we have are going to help you do that. But where we really stand out, guys, where I really think we stand out is the unique features that you cannot get anywhere else. And that's the project planner, where we spent a ton of time today. And please tell me if you've ever seen anything like it anywhere else, because A, it's either a copy, or B, I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. We built it on our process, right? And the silo builder. I'm pretty sure we're the world's first visual silo builder for WordPress. And you get those two unique features included, right? If you guys are drowning right now in too many subscriptions to Majestic, Ahrefs, Updraft Plus, Longtail Pro, Managed LP, Yoast, blah, blah, blah. That's why we built this, to help you reduce the subscriptions, right? One subscription on a clearly labeled invoice. Guys, I buy almost every SEO related product out there because it's just what I do, and I'm curious and I want to see if it works. I want to check out what my competition is doing. But because I do that every 3 months or so, I have to go through with my accountant down my billing statement and find out what I'm going to cancel. And a lot of times the company who's charging me for the product, the company product, they don't even match. It's hard. I'm like, what is this for? Who's ABC company? What am I paying for? I don't even know. We have a clearly labeled subscription. Zaggio, you're being billed for Zaggio, by Zaggio. One login, one password to all the features of all these tools for one price, guys. That's why we built this. This is a huge one. Now, I told you guys I only had an hour, and then I'm not going to show you every feature of Zaggio, just the stuff I use to rank the site. But even with just showing you a fraction of what Zaggio does, who feels overwhelmed right now? And we're like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to learn this tool. It's too big. It's too huge. Me, one. There's more. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, there's two types of people on this webinar, I think, that are maybe interested in this software and feeling overwhelmed. One is you already know SEO, you have clients, you're good at SEO. The other ones are like, I'm considering getting into SEO. Now, if you're the first group, okay, you already know SEO. Guys, we have all the training videos for you, okay? We have a private Facebook group, we have live chat support. All you have to do is learn the interface, which doesn't take that long. I think you've seen it's pretty user intuitive, okay? If you're gonna get into SEO, you're considering it, guys, you're probably gonna go down the road that a lot of other SEOs have gone before, where you're gonna start with like rank math or Yoast, And then you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna have to learn about 301s, and then I'm gonna have to learn about, oh, now I need a rank tracker. Oh, now I'm gonna need either a Moz or an Ahrefs or a Majestic subscription. Which one should I use? Which one should I get? You're gonna go down the road all the other SEOs have gone before. You're gonna pay for a bunch of tools where Zaggio already has all the stuff you're already gonna need, built by guys who have already been where you're about to go at a great price. Does that make sense? Plus, we have all the training videos you need, okay? And let me just quickly, now I'll cover that later, okay? We got it all. Do we think you guys should get Zaggio? Well, yeah, obviously we're pretty biased, right? We're selling it to you. We want to make it fail. I mean, it's such a dumb question, but guys, we're willing to do things in order to get your business and get your money, right? We're hoping that you'll be able to save money with our tool by reducing your subscriptions to other products. We're hoping we're going to increase your efficiency and productivity, become better SEOs, spend less time doing it, but getting more results, right? We want to help you do that. One login to the tool, guys. You only have to remember one password. Once you remember that one password, it opens up to all your other tools, all your other websites with that one password. Would you agree that Zaggio is a pretty nice looking software? Like, we spent so much time on the UI, the UX to make sure that it looks nice, you know, modern, and it's fast and it works. We care. We really care. You know what I mean? So guys, remember at the start of the webinar, I told you that there was going to be an offer. I told you what the price of the offer was going to be, right? I wanted to get that out of the way so we could focus on the training. Here we are. Here's a screenshot of our pricing, 57 bucks a month or $497 a year, which is 187 cheaper if you go the annual package. At that price, now that you've seen what you've seen of Zaggio, do you think that's a fair price? Are we a fairly priced product in this marketplace? I want your opinion here. Yeah, awesome, very fair. Yes, yes, it's very pretty. Thank you. More than fair. All right. We're going to do better than that though, guys, because you took the time to come on this webinar, because you stayed with me. The people that have that signed on have stayed with me this long, guys. You think it's a better deal. You think it's already a good price. We want to give you guys a full year of Zaggio, which is normally $497 a year, for $200 off. Okay, 297 bucks for 1 year into Zaggio, which works out to about $25 per month prepaid for the entire year. It will rebill at $497 if you choose to keep it. If you don't want to keep it, cancel it. We're not going to rebill you. Okay. Now that's a pretty big discount. It's about 40% off the entire year, guys. Go to zaggio.net/Zamora, and I'm gonna go over there with you. Okay, let's just get this going. XAGIO. Oh, can someone drop that? There, I'll just drop the link here. I don't know if anyone has copy. I'll put it in your chat, guys. Okay, save 200 bucks on your first year of Zaggio, and then I'm gonna go over there with you.
Yeah,
now,
I just dropped it in the questions box as well.
Okay, cool. So this, guys, is not an offer that's going to last forever. In fact, you have this offer for the next 2 hours because it is severely cheap. Okay, so you have 2 hours to make your decision. This gives you enough time, guys, to ask your questions, because I said I'm going to ignore questions until the end. I'm going to now stay on as long as you need to answer all your questions, but 2 hours is enough time to do that. It's not so expensive of a product that you need a week to think about it. You know, you either want it or you don't. So this middle one, guys, the live webinar offer is your pro annual offer. If you want to go monthly, you know, you want to dip your toe in the water kind of thing and not commit, we can go on the $57 a month plan, and we'll give you 80% off your first month, but that's going to still be $57 a month, whereas this one is $297 for the full year. It's a massive savings over this plan. And then if you even want to dip your toe in the water even a little bit more or less, I guess, there's a free plan, guys, that gives you basic SEO functions. It would be like the equivalent to the Rank Math or Yoast, but you'd get free WordPress management, no project planner, no silo builder, none of the good stuff, no Ahrefs, Majestics, no Schema, but you can use our plugin to do your SEO, okay? Pro annual is the big deal on the table here, but we have options for people who are more conservative. But we do have a 30-day refund guarantee as well, okay? And I'll talk about that a little bit later. You guys get the 297 and you don't like it within the first 30 days, you send us a ticket and say, it sucks, I want a refund. We're gonna say, what sucks about it? Why did you not like it? What can we do better? And we'll give you a refund. Okay, so you're fully protected. Let me get rid of this. The reason why now, guys, $200 off, you know, on the first year is super cheap. And there's a true reason behind this, okay? We obviously have to pay Joshua his commissions on the sale. Then we have to pay all these API costs to pull in all the data and stuff that we do. We have to pay our programmers. And at the end of the day, after the first year, if you guys buy this package and why it's on for only 2 hours, we want to work with the people who are going to work fast. There's not a lot of meat left on the bone for Todd and I. There's not a lot of profit, but that's okay because we are banking on the fact we hope you're going to love Zaggio and you're going to stay on with us. And that's when we'll make our money. And even more importantly, if you do choose to stay on with us, that means you love it, that you're going to start talking about it in Facebook, in the SEO groups of the world. The word of mouth is going to take over, and that's where our business becomes extremely profitable, right? So we're willing to save you guys a bunch of money, pay out commissions to Josh, pay out the rest to our programmers, just to get you to try the platform. Because hopefully we'll make money later, and then you guys will love it. We think you're going to love it. And when we go into SEO groups right now, guys, and we see like when people ask those questions, hey, what are you using for optimization or this or that? We see Rank Math, we see Yoast, right? We don't see Zaggio, but we want to. So we want to get people on the platform. That is our #1 mission right now, guys, is get people on the platform because I think we built a really good one and we think you're going to love it. And if you do, you're going to talk about it. And that's where our business is going to become where we want it to be, right? So that we're sailing on yachts in the ocean or whatever, right? So that's why the price is what the price is. Now, we also have a bonus for you guys. And this is kind of a confusing bonus slide. I get that. 75 credits into a tool I've never heard of and 3 months global database access. What does that even mean? So let's make this a fun part of the webinar right now. Remember I said 99% of the work was done with Zaggio, but 1% was finding the keyword to begin with, right? Who wants to see me right now live on the webinar, find a keyword that's #1 profitable, meaning it has search volume and it's in a niche that has a high cost per service. And #2, it's easy to rank, right? And #3, I guess, would be there's a domain, an exact match domain available to be registered. And I'll find it live on the webinar right now based on your suggestions, not some pre-planned thing. And the reason, give me a 1 if you want to do this, guys, and I'll switch over to it. I want to see like 100 ones here. How do you find keywords that are profitable, easy to rank, and available to register every day, all day long? And that's what this bonus is.
Tommy is saying worth $297 even back in 2014. That's a great testimony there.
I know we should charge more, but it's fine. So guys, I'm going to log into the bonus that you're going to get, and it is a keyword research tool. It is how I find great keywords. I do a lot of rank and rent and lead gen stuff. So I build sites, rank them, and then I sell the leads to companies that want them. And so we built a keyword tool, once again, based on our processes, right? And you guys are going to get access to this tool. So we use something called a search database. And what I found, guys, through all my history of doing keyword research and SEO and stuff like that, is that these type of keywords that you want to find that are profitable, easy to rank, and have domains available, they all have the same kind of genetic makeup. I was like, man, all these keywords kind of are like really the same, right? And the genetic makeup is this. Their search volume is typically between about 100 to 500 searches per month. Any less, it's not really worth going after. Any more, it starts getting harder and harder to rank. The minimum cost per click has got to be $10. There's got to be companies out there willing to spend at least $10 a click. That means it's probably going to be a profitable keyword. And then the AdWords competition means that there's companies actually spending $10 a click, not just one, but more than one, right? So what I'm looking at right now, guys, is our global database where every user that uses our tool as they search for keywords, we store the keywords, right, to use them later on. We have almost 600 million keywords in this database, and we can set pre-filters of keywords so that instead of looking through 600 million keywords, I only want to look at lead gen keywords with this genetic makeup. I click go, it starts filtering them down, and you can see they're already looking a little more local lead gen-ish. Office Space, Baton Rouge, Appliance Repair, Pensacola, right? Now we're down to about 400,000. why don't you guys tell me what niche you want me to find a keyword that's easy to rank, profitable. Oh, HVAC, plumber. You guys go with the hardest niches right out of the gate every time. Challenge accepted. This is gonna be tough. All right, we're gonna go with HVAC. So I'm gonna start with HVAC. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search the 400,000 keywords that we have left that have the good genetic makeup of a local lead gen keyword. And I'm gonna say, keyword must contain word HVAC, right? Now, I can sort by CPC. I can sort by volume, right? We have a bunch of stuff like that. So let's start looking. And just based on my experience, here's what I know, okay? Just off the top of my head, this is what's going on in my head. I don't want to go after something in New York City. It's too big. There's too many companies with a website in New York City. I want to go after something a little smaller. I want to go after something a little more long tail, right? So I'm liking this already. 480 searches a month, 2141, HVAC Springfield, Missouri. I don't actually know how big that Springfield is, but here's what I do. I click that little Google button, right? And what I see is Google guaranteed ads. And to me, I'm already red flag, red flag, red flag, right? So I want to stay in HVAC, but it's going to be tough. So what do I do? HVAC, Missouri. I want to dig into the niche, right? So I take that keyword. I'm going to go look at a local site. Actually, what was the keyword? It was Springfield, not Missouri. I'll just take the whole keyword. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm niche diving right now. HVAC is going to trigger Google guaranteeds, but I need to go after something that won't trigger Google guaranteeds, right? Because that's just too much competition. Even if I had a GMB, I'm still competing with this, but I want to stay in the HVAC niche. So I want to find a local site and I want to dig into them, right? So here's what I'm doing. So I'm going to look for their HVAC. So humidifiers, dehumidifiers, plumbing, indoor air quality, furnace. I'm doing this live, so this is why it's going to be, I'll be quiet and awkward for a second here. I'm just looking for stuff that I can dig in deeper, right? Heating and air conditioning, maintenance, heat pumps, right? You're digging into the HVAC niche for something a little better, right? Ductwork, ducts, ducting. Okay, let's go back. Let's change it up a bit. I can type in duct, HVAC duct. Okay, HVAC duct cleaning near me, but I need a location, so that's not good enough. So I'm just gonna go with duct. I don't know what the trade of ducting is. Duct work, maybe. Okay, ducting cleaning, duct cleaning companies, duct cleaning, New Jersey, $16 CPC, 390 searches. New Jersey's kind of big. We're gonna check it out anyways. Do you see how I dug into the niche really quickly there? Okay. Now we look at the in URL. There's no Google guaranteed, which is nice. We eliminated that problem, but the in URL is a little high. So when I clicked on that little button, it opened up these 4 windows. Okay, the in title is a little high. The phrase is not bad, but really all that really matters. And if I've taught you guys nothing on this webinar, hopefully the only thing you've learned is how important optimization is. So I'm going to take this keyword. I'm going to search for it on the browser window from the top 10 sites, okay? And we're looking for who's optimized for this specific phrase. Not him, not him, not him, not him, not him, not him. He is. Only one guy's actually optimized. Okay, well, how powerful are the sites? How many links am I gonna have to build is the next question, because nobody's optimized and we already know how important optimization is, right? So here we have a guy with a DA 2734 and 1,030 links. From experience, that's a bunch of shitty links. I know that, and he's not optimized. And let me remind you of how important being optimized is. Let me remind you by showing you again, guys, Catering Stamford, Connecticut, me ranking first above the maps, right? With the lowest PADA out of anybody on the first page. So I have lower PADA than anyone because I'm optimized. So PA 3427, 2135, 2,431 links. I could beat that. I could beat that. A 9, a 23, lots of links. It seems like there's all building a lot of links, which is really weird to me. But guys, that's easy to rank. Nobody's even optimized, and the link profiles aren't that strong. And there's a couple on here that don't have that many links to do it with. This guy, look, only 13 links. This guy, only 12 links. Trust me, we could do it in less. They're not even optimized. I've taught you everything on this webinar about this, right? So the last step. And remember, guys, the reason I'm showing you all this because you're getting this as a bonus for buying the annual. Okay, Ducks Cleaning, New Jersey. .com is gone. .net is available to be registered for $11. .org is available to be registered for $11. Bam! I found a keyword in the HVAC niche that is profitable, easy to rank, and is available. And I did it from your suggestion in one of the hardest niches by using this process. It's a lot of people think that, you know, oh, rank and rent's, you know, it's saturated and there's too many people doing it and it's going to go away. No, you just need a different process than everybody else. If 999 people failed, but one succeeded, it means it works. 999 people just don't know how to do it. I just gave you the process, guys. Does that make sense to you? Give me one if you got it. You don't want a .org name? Why not? You can. Get the .net then. There was a .net and a .org. I've ranked .orgs all the time. Duct cleaning Atlanta. $20 CPC, 200. And remember, guys, that's just the first keyword. We do deeper, and I'll show you that in a second. Let's just check one more quickly. I found one already, like I said I would, but in a hard niche. So duct cleaning is triggering Google guaranteed. So I'd kind of get out of that niche, right? Let's do it in a city instead of a niche, right? Like I was showing you guys niche hunting. Let's change the word to a location, right? I don't know. San Diego always comes to mind just because I've been there and I really like the beach. So let's see in San Diego how many niches come up that have the good genetic makeup of a high profitability, easy ranking keyword, right? Homeschooling. Let's organize by CPC. Let's go after really $500. Oh, well, yeah, okay. Auto accident attorneys. That's a little crazy and tough. 24-hour plumber, water damage. I don't know. That's probably Google guaranteed. Like the more you do this, the faster you'll get. You'll know without even looking at the keyword on Google. It's like, no, it's going to trigger Google. AC car donate on the lemon. Oh, a lemon law attorney. Ooh, I like that because it's so specific, right? San Diego lemon law attorney. You know, attorneys charge money. No Google guarantees. In URL 30. In title 87, a little high, not bad. 1240, that's low. Okay. Is anybody optimized on the first page? Control F, go. One guy is. That guy is. So not bad. And then look at the links though. Okay, 24, 28, 23. So it would take you a couple more links, but you could definitely be on the first page, especially with an EMD. Remember guys, EMDs are a ranking boost. Don't let people tell you EMDs don't work. I just showed you 3 sites that they do work, right? That are ranking and have been ranking for a long time. EMDs work. San Diego lemon law attorney.com is gone. .net is available, .org is available. There's another one. I find them all day, every day, using this function of keyword supremacy, which is called the global database, okay? We're gonna give you 3 months of access of unlimited searching into this database as a bonus if you buy the Pro Annual in the next hour and 45 minutes. You're gonna get access to that. But what is this 75 credits bit about? Okay, that was the 3 months access bit. What is the 75 credits access bit about? When you finally find your keyword, okay? So let's say, what were we, duct San Diego or some shit like that. Or San Diego duck, I don't remember. Say it was San Diego duck. Remember, I always said, guys, it cancels after 3 months, or you can renew it with us. I always said, guys, we don't want to just rank for one keyword, right? We want to rank for multiple keywords. I taught you how to optimize for multiple keywords. We've found our niche that's profitable, easy to rank with a domain name available, which is where I started, but now we need to target more keywords. Here's one place. You could do it where, like how I showed you inside of Zaggio, or you could come here and just get like a barrage of keywords really quickly. So San Diego duct, this is going to use the Google search suggest. So San Diego duct, A words, then B words, then C words, right? I could even actually have that be suggested in the front of the keyword. Like instead of San Diego duct, A words, B words, it can actually search with the suggestion in front of your seed keyword. So like A words, San Diego duct, right? And then what do? You get a big list of super relevant keywords. You click this button, and for one of your 75 credits that you're getting as a bonus, you will get all the search volume metrics, volume CPC for all those keywords, up to 360 keywords. Or if you want to import keywords, you can import up to 700, and we'll grab you the metrics for them for 1 credit. Okay, does that make sense? And that's why we say 75 credits, guys, will get you metrics for up to 52,000 keywords. And we literally sell credits. Keyword Supremacy is a credit-based tool. We literally sell credits for $97, and we sell global database access. And the prices we're taking off what we actually sell it for. Okay, so that's a real value, $200 bonus. If you go to zaggio.net/Zamora, pick up Zaggio for $297 instead of $497, you'll get this bonus included in the next hour and a bit.
And
guys,
real quick, before you jump into that, I always want to, sweeten the deal for those people that showed up live, and my audience knows that because I always appreciate when you show up live. So I'm just gonna grab this screen real quick to just show something real quick. While you were doing that, I fired up one of our tools that is going to work perfectly with this, which is our Done For You Authority platform that finds high value expired domains that would work perfectly for your platform, and not only to build sites on, but to use as PBNs. So I just ran a quick search for domains that contain the word duct cleaning or air duct cleaning. And you can see there's already some nice exact match domain keywords in here. So there's air duct cleaning in Orlando, Florida. Bayonne Air Duct Cleaning, I'm not sure if that's a city or an actual company. Boise, dryer, vent, and duct cleaning. So already just while you were doing that, I ran a search inside of our tool to find some possible domains that can be used. And here goes one. This one I recognize because it's here in South Florida, but it's Pembroke Pines Duct Cleaning. That's kind of one of those smaller cities down here in South Florida. And look at this one here, South Florida Air Duct Cleaning. So this is going to be a perfect fit for Zaggio because again, you'll be able to get a jump start not only by using Zaggio and all the optimization that they can do and everything that they can do, all the automation that comes with Zaggio, but on top of that, they'll be able to build and use Zaggio with an age domain instead of a new domain, and come in here and find age domains that they can build those 5 backlinks with. Okay, so I'm going to do that as bonus number 1. And Done For You Authority is a credit-based platform as well. But what I'm going to do is make sure that I give you guys, for everyone that purchases, I'm going to get you the advanced version where you can get. I'll give you a year's worth of credits. Since you're getting a year's worth of Zaggio, I'll give you a year's worth of credits for Done For You Authority, so that you can make sure that anytime you're using Zaggio, you can use Done For You Authority in conjunction, so that you can have good quality domains to use with it. And then on top of that, I also am going to be covering, someone asked about hosting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've actually set up a dedicated server of my own. I'm paying, I think, $350 a month for it. And I'm going to allow those of you that purchase Zaggio to use that server for your sites as well. So I'll completely, take care of your hosting bill for you. So that you can also use Zaggio with, me paying for your server bill. And I'm not going to pay for, $5 baby gator, hosting plan for you. This is a dedicated server. I paid $350 a month for it. And you guys will, once you purchase Zaggio, you can hit up my support desk. They'll give you the details that you need to input into your domain to point it to our hosting, and then we'll host everything for you. So that means you don't have to pay for hosting either. And again, that's for those of you that pick up this annual plan for Zaggio. I'm going to make sure I throw in Done For You Authority so that you can use it in conjunction with it, get those really good quality domains, and get that head start on your competitors. And then I'm going to cover your hosting bill as well. So make sure you get in there. This is an extra special bonus that I don't think I've ever offered, you know, a year's worth of Dump You Authority credits along with hosting. So make sure you get in there, pick this up. And Tommy's saying, is it snowing outside? So make sure you get in there, pick this up, and you're gonna, you know, get all the value of Zaggio on top of the bonuses that I just offered as well.
Dude, that bonus is insane. This is so perfect. Okay, because like, so backlinks, right? This is relevant backlinks that these sites already have backlinks pointing to them, which makes them powerful, right? So not only can you use any of these as 100% relevant backlinks, but you can literally build your money sites on these. You already have links pointing to your money sites too.
Yeah, and with our filtering system, they can literally find domains for any niche. So all I did, we have so many different filtering options in here, but all I did was come in here and type in duct cleaning, hit apply, and that's it. But they can type in literally any words that they want here, and it's going to return domains that contain that in the domain.
Wow, dude, thank you. This is so deadly.
No problem.
This is
Let me shoot it back to you
guys.
for the Q&A.
Yeah. Okay, I can grab it here.
Perfect.
Guys, that is literally A to Z. Everything you're gonna need, okay, to do all this stuff. Like, thank you, man. That's huge. You got the keyword research to find your keywords. You got Zaggio to optimize. You've got DFY authority to find the domains for either your money sites or your PBNs or both. You've got the free hosting for $297, guys. Like, that's just so sick. I think I already covered our refund guarantee, guys. 30 days, no questions. Well, one question asked, what did we do wrong? What can we do better? I guess that's two questions, right? What did we do wrong? What can we do better? But we're gonna give you your refund. A lot of people ask how many sites they can manage. This package comes with management for up to 100 websites, and we have close to 3,000 users now. And just like a small percentage of them are over that 100. But one of the nice things is if you guys want, we don't sell like the gold package and the platinum package, and like you don't have to upgrade to a bigger package if you want to get more sites. We modularize that so that it's kind of pay as you need from that point on. So let me kind of show you how that works. If you click on this little shop button and you guys want to say, oh, I need more sites than 100, you come here, you say, how many do you need? Okay, I want to buy, say, 25 more, $5 a month, or save 20% annually, $48 per year. You could build it like that. It also, our other metrics that are kind of credit-based are competition and keyword research, so that when I was in the project planner looking up broad phrase and title URL, that's called competition research. That comes with, I think it's 300 per month, but you can come in and up it, modularize it to however much you need. We're going to increase those limits soon, actually. It's gonna be like 300 per day pretty soon. So it's gonna be a lot. You're not gonna worry about it. Keyword research, same thing. Rank tracking comes with 300 keywords that you can track on the rankings. You wanna buy 300 more, add $9 a month. So like instead of going from a $57 to a $99 package, just come in and spend the extra few bucks to get what you want out of it. I think this is more cost effective for users, and we built it that way. You get 1,000 Majestic and Ahrefs credits, which are honestly way more than you'll ever need. You only need one credit to pull those metrics. So that's like 1,000 sites worth of credits. So it's way more than what you need. So you're pretty much covered that way. That's the same thing. Can I get a bigger plan? Just modularize it the way you want it. Does it work with other themes, Divi, Elementor, page builders? Yeah, it works with everything. It's not theme or builder dependent. Zaggio works as an optimization plugin, so it doesn't matter. A lot of people ask, will it work in my country or my language? Yeah, it doesn't matter because once again, it's an optimization plugin. So if you're in France and you want to do it in French, just write your titles, descriptions, and do your keyword research in French and enter those. It'll work like that, no problem. We have Unreal support. It's pretty easy to get support, guys. When you're inside of Zaggio, this little chat bubble, we're here almost always, okay, 7 days a week, at least for a few hours. You leave your name, email. If we're not live and can't answer you right away, leave us a message. We'll get back to you within 24 hours, 7 days a week. If for some reason you can't log into your dashboard, we have that same chat bubble on the homepage of Zaggio.net, except it's on the right side once the page loads here. There you go. Okay, there's Zaggio, and then the chat bubble right here will reach our support just in case you can't log in. Okay, so support's super easy, or you can go to supremacy.support or email support@zaggio.net. Super easy. I know that there's already people that jumped in. I'm already seeing I'm ins too. So anybody that hopped in, give me an I'm in. Thank you. To collect your bonus from us, keyword supremacy, just log in and click on that little chat bubble I just showed you and let them know, hey, I bought on Joshua's webinar, and we'll set you up with a keyword supremacy account. And thank you, John, George, Marcelo, Dehan, Jeff, Marion. There's a whole bunch of you there. That's it, guys. So now what I'm going to do is, like I said, I gave you guys a couple hours to grab this deal, and there's enough time left on that clock that we can do some Q&A. So if you guys have any specific questions that I haven't answered yet, or you have questions for me or Joshua about his bonus, go ahead and ask them, and we'll take those now.
Yeah, and I did see several people asking about the languages, so it's great that you covered that. So if you were asking about, whether it works, in your country or language, he just answered that. So you are covered there. I did see people asking about hosting, so I covered that. My bonus covers you on the hosting side. And some people asked if this works for multiple websites. I think you already covered that as well. And someone asked for about agency, being able to use it as an agency. So you covered that as well. So guys, if you have any other questions, we do have still quite a bit of people on here, and we've had a ton of questions coming in throughout the webinar. So if we didn't answer you before, post them now so that we can get you taken care of. How to get my bonus? Great question. I did just post about that in the chat box. So just purchase through the link that is in the chat box, and then send your receipt to my support desk, and we'll get you taken care of there.
So somebody asked if we can do this without EMDs. Yeah, absolutely. An EMD is just nice because it is a ranking boost. And let me kind of get back into, I'll go back into this bit. When we optimize websites, right, we always try to get our main keyword in the title, URL, description, H1, right? Sort of how I showed you. If you missed the webinar, catch the replay, there will be a replay. But in your URL, let's say, catering Stamford, Connecticut, because it's in the domain, I don't need to target it in the URL. But over here, my main keyword was Stamford Catering Halal. And notice what my URL is, Stamford Catering Halal. I mean, I already have the word Stamford and I already have the word catering in my domain because it's an EMD. And I have been testing whether it's better to repeat the keyword in the URL or just use the word halal. I've actually been getting better results by repeating the keyword in the URL. So whether you have an EMD or not, you still want to make sure that the main keyword that you're targeting is in your URL, whether it's in the domain or not. EMD is just a boost for your main keyword. Everything else is going to go into your URLs anyway. So it does work for brand. Like if your site is like Joe's Plumbing, this whole process still works extremely well. Just enrich your URLs with the keywords you're after. How do you fix SEO on an older site? You would use the audit function. So like I said, the audit function, guys, is in development right now. I'm demoing it for you guys. You're actually the second or third people to even see the audit, other than like the people that already own it and they know what's coming. But you would just click on audit website, and what will happen first, instead of this, it'll say, oh, you're using Yoast SEO. Can we import all your data into Zaggio? Or you're using Rank Math. Can we import all your data into Zaggio? You click that button, it pulls in all your titles, descriptions, URLs. Then it pulls in all the pages that you have on your website, and it goes out and automatically finds all the keywords that URL is already ranking for, and reports the keyword, the volume, the CPC, and the ranking of those keywords. Then you could just like move keywords around if you think that, that keyword's better targeted over here, over there, and then use the keyword cloud, which once again, there's a bug here because of the audit website, but you just use the keyword cloud like I showed you earlier in the webinar to help you optimize it once you've grouped your keywords properly. Or you could use the function phrase match your keywords into a new project to help you get those keyword clusters really nice and tight, like I did with this PM24 group. You can see these groups of keywords are extremely tight, like catering companies, catering services near me, catering near me. Then these are the miscellaneous keywords that didn't get clustered. So lots of stuff you can do there. Does it work with GoDaddy Managed WordPress? It works on any WordPress. Zaggio is just a WordPress plugin, so it'll work for that. William says, will it work for local deal sites, i.e. building sites for our local clients as part of a membership in local deals? I mean, it is an optimization plugin, right? So if you're targeting keywords to rank in Google, it doesn't matter what type of site you have. The idea is always the same. When you're trying to rank in Google, it's all about knowing what keywords you should be targeting, how to optimize for them, and what pages you should be supporting your homepage with proper optimization. And then that helps you rank. And then you build some backlinks with them. Oh, and by the way, one thing I didn't mention, a lot of people, when we talk about building backlinks, anchor text profiles of backlinks are pretty important. You don't want to, like, if I was building backlinks to this site, I wouldn't want my first, even 3 or 4 backlinks to say the anchor text to be catering Stamford, Connecticut, catering Stamford, Connecticut, catering Stamford, Connecticut. That would trigger an over optimization penalty called Penguin, where you're using the same anchor text in your backlinks too much and it becomes too obvious to Google that you're trying to game the system. But since we have so many keywords that we're targeting and we're optimized for so many keywords, those are called LSI keywords. They become great additional anchor text to use. So my main keyword might be catering Stamford, Connecticut. I use that, first, but then I use this one second, this one third, this one fourth, then I use a URL, use this one fifth. Then you have a very diverse but focused anchor text profile. So it even lays out your anchor text for you in any scenario, not just local. Felix says, do you buy and host all your PBN domains from one provider? I buy them all over the place. So like a tool like Josh's would be a great place to find. I keep saying Josh, but do you mind Josh or do you prefer Joshua? Should ask that.
No, yeah, Josh is fine. My mom is the only one that usually calls me Joshua.
Okay, yeah, so Josh's tool is great. Well, yeah, so I buy them all over the place. I use bulk buy hosting or Easy Blog Networks to host them just because they're set up for PBN hosting. They're really great. It's pretty simple, actually. Scott, that's a support question for support. Question, Burgess, in turning off certain features after you've done the audit, do you change the function of the site? Are you referring to when I hid the plugin? Because that doesn't turn anything off. It just hides the plugin so that your clients can't go in and either A, see what your secret sauce SEO is, or B, change anything you've done. It doesn't affect anything though. It just hides the plugin. I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah, because if you don't think a client will go in, try to figure out what you're doing and cut you out, trust me, it happens every day.
It happens all the time. It does.
That's a great feature, by the way.
Yeah, it goes a little further than that too, to be honest. I've had clients do that sort of scenario or get in an argument, and then they would actually they'd set me up with my own WordPress password, so they're not sharing their main company password. So they set me up with another WordPress account to do the work. And then for whatever reason, I won't receive a payment or something bad happens. Now, if that's the case and they had hired me and I was using Zaggio, I would click this button, deactivate the plugin, even though they've already removed my access from their website. I would click deactivate plugin. And what that does is it actually severs the connection to the SEO elements. So it severs the optimization, the schema, the 301 and 404s, which I didn't really cover, but everything that makes the site optimized and rank well in Google, it turns off those functions so that their website slowly over time will revert back to default titles, which is absolute shit. Their rankings will slowly start falling. Be like, what happened? What's going on? And be like, pay your bill. And then when they do, you come in and you reactivate the plugin. It opens up that connection again. And when Google recrawls the site, it'll bounce back up in Google. It's hilarious. It's fun.
That's awesome. So you're truly in full control at all times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Warren, this is a good question. It says, can it do anything in the GMB to rank in the 3-pack? So it doesn't directly affect anything to do with your GMB. We don't tie into your GMB service or anything like that, but it's pretty common knowledge that GMBs rank better when your website's also ranking. So if you can improve your website's ranking, it indirectly improves your GMB ranking. And this is definitely a tool to help you increase your website's ranking, but there's no direct correlation there as far as us affecting your GMB. Burgess, audit, you turned off the WP function or deleted other plugins. Will that change function or visuals on the site? No, We don't mess with your site design or no. I don't even really know if I'm fully understanding, but no, we don't affect like the design or functions of your site. Like we just write titles, descriptions, URL. Like we're an optimization plugin, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding your question completely and you need to ask it again, and I apologize for that. But I think I'm at the bottom. Any more questions, guys? Sergey says, do you write 1,500 to 2,000 words of per every page on your site? No, you guys, if you want to see like content-wise what I've done with the site, just go to cateringstanfordconnecticut.com and see. I think there's about 1,000 words of content. I think Detailed even tells you how many words of content. So where is it? Overview. I thought they did, but no, it's like about 1,200 words on the homepage. And then maybe 600-700 words on the inner pages. But don't think that that's what you need or that's what you don't need. Like the way I build my sites, I write the content so that it's fulfilling, like it fulfills the need, right? Like I don't try to meet a quota. Like I write very naturally, right? Like I say, guys, go write me. I tell them I have a team of writers, so I say, guys, go look up, go search the keyword wedding catering Stanford in Google and look at all the local sites and get an idea of what they're saying with their website content and then reproduce it in unique content. And that's really all I do for content. It's not a matter of how many words do I need? It's more like write good content. Felix says, when we install WordPress for a new site, do we need to use a theme before we optimize it? I optimize, guys, I rank sites without even a theme on them. I've done just like the 2010 theme. I call that wireframing. The design of a website is actually the last thing I do. It's the very last thing I do. So my websites are often ranking, maybe not always on the first page, but they're ranking with like, let me give you an example. And they look like this. They're just literal plain nothingness. And this site's already ranking. San Diego Emergency Dentist. I'll prove that. Rank tracker. San Diego. So this is a brand new site, and you can see like it's already starting to do the Google dance in rankings, and all it is one page right now, and a blank about us, a blank contact us page, and a blank privacy policy page. Like these pages have nothing on them. You can see nothing, nothing, nothing. So theme's not like the issue. It's all about optimization and keyword research. I do design last. Once all the content's in, then I'm like, okay, go put a nice design on it because I want to sell it. You know what I mean? Burgess says, when you did the site setup, you turned off WordPress functions for a new site. If I were to do that, the site setup. So you're probably talking about, go back to dashboard. Let me see if I can remind myself. All I did was these, right? I removed all the pages, post, permalink structure got set, removed comments, disabled comment notifications, about us, privacy, and contact us page. That doesn't change anything on the site. It just performs, it's like a housekeeping tasks. If you did that, okay, if you did this for an existing site, okay, yes, it would remove all your pages. That's why I didn't do it. So I only use this when I'm setting up a brand new site, or if I wanted to like take a site that had a bunch of pages and posts that were, I just wanted to wipe it clean, then I would use this. So yes, this will erase everything on your sites. That's what it's intended to do. Maybe that's what you were asking. So don't use this unless you're on a brand new site. That's why it's called Easy WordPress Setup, not Easy WordPress, you know, what comes after setup, I don't know. How much does a site like this can be rented for? Depends on a lot of things. Depends, like when I price my sites out, it's based on how many phone calls they're getting, because it really doesn't matter what my rankings are, to be honest. It doesn't matter, like it's phone calls. Businesses don't really care about phone rankings. They care about phone calls, right? So if I'm generating 50 phone calls, I have to find out how much a phone call is worth. then I apply that to the phone call. So say they were worth, you know, I wanted to sell them for 20 bucks a call, that'd be $1,000 a month. I'd say, and I would justify everything to them. I'd say, listen, the AdWords cost per click is around this. That's a cost per click. To generate a call would be 3 times. So it's $5 cost per click. So at least $15 to generate a call. We're generating 50 calls a month. That's $750 a month. That's what I'd like to receive for this site. And then they'll be like, oh, that's too much or whatever. And then we get into negotiation. I'll be like, all right, tell you what, I'll sell you the leads one at a time, but I'll sell them for $20, or you can rent the whole site for $15. And you know what I mean? Like, then it's negotiation. But it's all based on, for me, what volume of calls can I generate? But I always start like with the end in mind. It's like, if I want to generate $1,000 per month from a site, well, then I have to generate, you know, 50 phone calls at $20. In order to generate that, I have to get enough keywords ranking on Google. So I have to go to keyword research, and I work backwards that way, because calls come last. First, like last is calls, then it's traffic to the site, then it's rankings, then it's, you know, well, I'll make it easier. First, it's, you got to build the site, then you got to rank the site, then it gets calls, then it's worth money, right? So I work backwards, forwards, if that makes sense. Diane, so we can add themes at the end. Yeah, you can add a WordPress theme anytime you want. You can change a WordPress theme literally anytime you want. Is Rank Tracker built in at no extra cost? Yes, it is. So you only sell your sites to clients. I do a lot of selling sites. I don't sell to my clients. They become clients because I want to sell to them. So that's called a rank and rent model. So for instance, I go find a good keyword like I showed you today using keyword supremacy. I know that it's profitable. I know that catering is a big business and it costs a lot of money. Fortunately, when I built the site, that's when COVID hit. So catering wasn't doing that hot at that point. But yeah, I know catering's expensive. I did my keyword research. I was like, okay, I could generate enough traffic to generate enough calls so that once I had the site ranking and generating calls, now I can approach a catering company in Stamford and say, hey, you know, are you guys taking any new catering companies? I had a couple of people call me, but I don't offer it anymore. And they'll be like, yeah, we'll take them. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to send you like these 3, and maybe can I send you like the next 5 that come in? And they'll be like, okay. And then after that, I'll be like, well, they keep coming, but I'd like to offer you guys a deal. Would you like to rent the site? Sort of thing, right? So results first. I provide the result first for no risk. That's called rank and rent. Themes at more.
Well, I've seen a couple people asking if there's nothing extra to buy. So no, there is nothing else to buy once you get access to this, except for just a domain. But Frank, you're saying you have domains and hosting, so you're good to go. Sorry, I have my little one crawling at me now.
That's why we do this. Yeah, no, there's no upsells, guys. If you're worried that you're going to get into some crazy funnel, no, trust me, that's it. $297. I'll restate kind of what you're getting. You're getting 1 full year of Zaggio. It will rebill at $497 per year, which you guys have all told me is a pretty fair price anyway. So it'll only rebill if you decide to keep going, but you'll also get the keyword supremacy bonus for helping you find lots of keywords, not only to build the site in, but to target additional pages. And Josh has included DFY authority to help you find domains to build sites for, or to build PBNs for, that already have backlinks pointing to them, and they're available to be registered for the cost of registration. And hosting, he's going to include hosting as well. So you got a huge package here, guys, for $297. It's crazy, actually. Diane just says, how to you tracking answering? Yeah, Todd already answered that. Yeah, I use Dialhawk or CallRail. What's the support email for Project Supremacy? It is support@zaggio.net. There is no more Project Supremacy. Zaggio is now Project Supremacy. So there is no more. It's support@Zaggio. You can still email support@projectsupremacy.com. It's just Project Supremacy is gone. How quick is your support? Within 24 hours, worst case, but we're here, I believe it was 8. Yeah, they just posted their hours for me, because we're going to post our hours actually on here so that you know what our typical support hours are. But yeah, they're within 24 hours, and if they're on, really quick. Is it possible to integrate with other platforms? What do you mean? Be more specific, please. Just looking at those support hours, guys. I mean, we already integrate with Ahrefs. You can see if I go to Zaggio, we have tons of integrations already. And there's more that aren't listed here actually that have come in, and more coming. So we integrate with Pixabay, Amazon, YouTube, Google Maps, Google, To Capture, Recapture, I Need Articles, Market Health, iWriter, MTI, Dropbox, Google, your FTP, OneDrive, AWS, but we also integrate with the Surfer SEO content planner now. You can pull in content planner plans from Surfer SEO. And we have a few more cool optimizations coming as well. So Warren, whatever your specific integration is, can we integrate with other builders other than WordPress? So this is a WordPress software, right? And there's a lot you can do if you wanted, like if you like the idea of using the project planner to optimize, which was like a big part of today's webinar, is how do you optimize sites and how do you target lots of keywords? If you have just one WordPress website, you can create a project for that specific website, do all the keyword research, do all the optimization, and then just do it here where you have the access to the tools there. Now it's working. I don't know why the hell it didn't work before, but now all of a sudden the keyword cloud's working. But yeah, do it here and then copy and paste it over to your non-WordPress website, build your schema with Zaggio, copy and paste it over to your non-WordPress website. But as far as like, you know, inside of the WordPress manager, like here in the cockpit, this is WordPress only. Tommy says, you guys nailed the irresistible offer part. I think Josh really put that over the top. That was
and bonus. I just want to jump in real quick and recap my bonus one more time, just because my little one is potty training and she literally just peed in the office, so I gotta go handle that. So, but pretty much I'll recap my bonus. Number one, you're gonna get access to Done For You Authority, which is our pretty much done for you authority domain finder. Pretty much you can find domains in there for just about any niche you want. You can search by keyword, you can search by niche, you can literally whatever you want. You can search by metrics, however you want. So it's the perfect fit for Zaggio, so that you can get that head start and use an age domain for the site that you build and manage with Zaggio. But you can also use it to build and manage your PBNs, just like Herc does, since he uses it for his money sites and his PBN. So you can use Done For You Authority to find domains for both. You can obviously use it to find rank and rent domains. Pretty much any domain you want, you can find inside of Done For You Authority with that built-in, you know, that extra boost. And then on top of that, I'm going to cover your hosting bill as well. I have a dedicated server that I pay for, that there's only a handful, literally only a handful of users on there, because I've only ever offered that as a bonus one other time. So it's a blazing fast hosting. It's not a baby HostGator plan and none of that, but you're gonna get that to be able to host your domains on there as well. Sorry, he's repeating everything I'm saying. But that's it. And to claim your bonus, just send your receipt over to my support desk and we'll get you set up. Now I gotta go clean up some pee.
That's awesome, dude. I know how it is. Congrats on being the new daddy again, man. Got a 3-year-old, so I totally know how it is.
Yeah, I got a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old. So wife is with the 3-month-old and I'm here with pee all over my back because she just crawled all over my back at the same time.
Awesome. Okay, man. Well, you can take off, take care of the babies. I'll stick around to answer any questions, and
appreciate you guys.
I'll end out the webinar. Okay, thanks, man. Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks, Josh. All right. Wow. How you feel, Herc?
Throat's a little raw.
I was gonna say that.
Talking straight for over 2 hours here.
Yeah, you have. You've been going, man. I've been trying to keep up in the chat. These guys are so engaged with everything you were saying. It was great, and it was really cool. You guys were very interactive. Really do like that a lot. I mean, it gives us a lot to think about. All your questions, you know, just make me personally, you know, think about how we're presenting the material, how we're building the software, and you know, how you guys think about it, and what changes we need to make in order to, you know, help you, you know, understand it better. It's, you know, it's safe to say that Herc just knocks us out of the park every single time that he gets in there and starts a demo of this, and the reason is just because he's done it several times, and it just becomes, you know, I know that a lot of you look at that and think that it's a little bit overwhelming and all, but you know, if you just drop it down into little bite-sized chunks and just take it one step at a time, it becomes very, very clear as to exactly what you're doing and as to exactly what you're targeting. And then once you get that nailed down, it's all about just organizing it, getting in the descriptions, reading that keyword cloud. Keyword cloud optimization is the new thing. And there's just no question that it works over and over and over again. Not just Herc, but myself. We have a lot of students in our other mastermind group that uses Zaggio, that uses the project planner, that does their keyword research the exact same way that Herc has demonstrated today. And if you don't believe me, I don't know if Herc showed you, I can't remember. I'm on a small laptop today, so basically the questions and answering was covering my entire screen, so I couldn't always see exactly what he was doing, but I could hear. But if you will go to the Zaggio.net homepage and go to the training webinars, I can't remember if you actually went to this link, Herc, but you guys will see, he's going there now, all of the webinars that we've done over the years. like we said in the beginning, this wasn't some piece of software that we created, you know, a few months ago and ranked one site with it and then went on the webinar tour. That's not who we are. That's not what we're about, and that's not what happened. We've been doing this since Herc's been on this since 2014. I joined in 2015. We created V2 and all of that jazz, and here we are today. But these webinars you see on the page now are actually searchable. I know when we were doing, because we did so much SEO training on this software, on Project Supremacy, and it's all right here. Recorded everything, kept everything. But the cool thing about it is there's a search feature up there. So anything that you want to get more information on, we've covered it in SEO and in that software. Now, the newer webinars are going to have, the newer software may not be have as much content, but it's still all the same. The project planner hasn't changed all that much over the years, other than we made it better, faster, prettier. Added a couple of features here and there, but nothing drastic. But the overall concept and strategy of what's being presented to you today is all in these webinars over and over and over again. And this is just something that's been working since 2014 and still works today. So if you go to this page and just type in anything you want to look up and get a little bit more, another example, I mean, you're going to see different examples of different keywords, of different topics that Herc has went over and demoed and demoed and demoed and demoed on these webinars. You can search anything you want there. Schema is always, you know, the other topic where people don't quite understand it because it's just one of those things, right? But it's really not that hard to understand once you've seen someone do it a couple times, and then you just have to practice it yourself. Schema is nothing more than, you know, clicking on your area of interest over on the left-hand side, and then inputting the right fill in the blanks type, and then removing what you don't know. One thing about Schema that I really want you guys to grasp onto, Schema is what gives Google what they want to, so they can see exactly what your site's about. They want you to give them Schema so they don't have to analyze your site in order to understand what it's about. You are handing the data to them on a silver platter, sticking it down their throat, and they don't have to computate it. They just have it, and then they can know exactly what your site is about. And when you do that for Google, they love you because they don't have to think about it. You gave them the data they're looking for. So that's why when we first introduced Schema, and we were the first to introduce Schema basically to the world inside of Project Supremacy V2 as a plugin, made it simple and easy to fill in the blanks so that you would have Schema on your sites, we saw immediate rankings boost across the board on every single site, only because Google now thinks you're cooler than everybody else because you're giving them what they want. Now, today's day and age, this has been a few years now, so it's not necessarily the ranking booster that it was back then, but everyone is doing it now. So if you're not doing it, then that's one strike against you, and someone else who is doing Schema has that additional ranking factor. Now Schema is simply a ranking factor, just as much as site speed. Now where they weight those, you can all, you know, argue and debate what's weighted more or less, but Schema is here to stay. So you really need, it's almost imperative that you learn how to put Schema in your site, only if it's a little bit. You don't have to have the world's most complicated schema out there to make Google think, you know, more about you. They just want to see some of the things about your site in Schema. So that and the project planner, there are so many other features inside of Zaggio that we didn't really get to, but just go in there, play around with it, poke on. You can't break it, so don't be afraid not to push on something and try this or try that. But there is a lot of really cool small details that will make your life a lot simpler if you just implement that. Oh, look at that cool swag. I'm actually wearing a Zaggio shirt right now. As a matter of fact, I got my hat in too a couple of weeks ago, and I really like it. But I'm actually sporting my swag walking around in New York City today, so that's kind of cool too. You guys grab some of that stuff. It's really well made. But anyway, I guess we're going to wrap this up if you don't see any more questions, Herc.
I'm gonna get me some Massaggio. Do you have a list somewhere that goes over? Yeah, like to really get a good idea, you know, because I know some of you guys want to be a little more check it out. Just go to Zaggio.net, guys. Okay, we lay out every feature by, like I said, Zaggio's 2 parts. So here's all the control panel features. All these give you a little bit more details. There's all the plugin features. If you want to get training, go to the how-to, go to the training to learn how to use Zaggio, go to webinars to learn more about SEO and best practices with SEO. Really, guys, everything has pretty much been covered by us on the website because we've been doing it for so long. So yeah, your homepage of Zaggio is going to be your best friend. Just resources, how-to. The case study is really what you're on right now. We're just doing it live. So if you want to, we'll send a replay though of this specific case study. Yeah, just come to the homepage and play around in here, but definitely come and play around inside of it and just start using it and getting to learn it. I think you guys are gonna love. I think you guys are gonna love it. Like I said, we want you to talk about it in groups. Oh, and there's a reason. I did ask people to go leave comments, and I wanted to share some of the comments from what you guys left today. Okay, you can see they're all about an hour ago when I asked people. So Jay Chappelle, awesome software tool for SEO optimization, saves time, makes money. Thanks for sharing this. Just sat through the webinar as organized by Josh, and the Zaggio software is absolutely phenomenal. Very good webinar. I'm so impressed with the presentation. The price up front is perfect. Yeah, people love that, and we love doing it. It does what it says, and I want it. A lot to learn and do after a done for you SEO. Amazing. Need to watch it again. So you guys can come in and read all these comments. One guy came in and left a bad comment. He's like, these reviews sound fake. I was like, they're not. They're not. They're just reviews from people who have watched our webinar, and we compile them all here and let everybody look at them. So yeah, there's really not much more to say than that, guys. We're probably running pretty close to the end of that 2-hour timer for anyone that's checked it. There's a huge bonus on the table. I'm going to make sure that Josh gives me a copy of that software, man. That thing was deadly.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's the nail in the coffin right there. You know, I mean, this is everything that we're talking about right here, right now is perfect on-page optimization using the keyword cloud optimization, and then, you know, building you a few strong PBNs, and these things will rank. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We do it over and over and over again. And it all starts, guys, it all starts with the project planner. It all starts with dialing in those keywords, dialing in those titles, dialing in those descriptions, and good content. That's all it takes, and a few backlinks. Local sites aren't that hard to rank. Some easy. Can be, obviously. They're easy if you do it what we taught you today. Even if you don't pick up our software, just remember what you learned today. That was someone said earlier, this is an SEO masterclass. And I don't know if I would call it a masterclass, but it's damn good. It will definitely get you there. And you know, hopefully you guys learned a lot today, and you know, maybe someday when you're ready to, you know, because eventually if you get into it, you're going to need all the stuff that we talked about. We all did it. I've done it. Herc's done it. Everyone in SEO has paid hundreds of dollars per month for all those tools that you almost imperatively you're going to run up against the wall and you're going to need. You're going to have them. And instead of going ask your buddy if they have an account, if you can borrow it, you're going to have to buy it yourself like the rest of us. But we made Zaggio to to take care of all of those pain points and all of those costs that you have, that we had, right? I mean, we built this out of necessity, out of what we do, not what we think. So we think we've included everything as of now. We're always working on this software, and we're always going to improve it. We're always going to take your suggestions, and we're always going to make it better. That's just what we do. And we've been doing this for 5-6 years now. So, we just love it.
Yeah, and like I actually want to say, like earlier, Todd, you called me today and I couldn't answer, and I was like, I was on a call with a guy named Frankie Soroka, who's been doing SEO, and I've been teaching him, and we were just catching up, and I was showing him all the new stuff that's going on in Zaggio, and we hit this point in the conversation where we just started laughing together. We're like, it's so easy now, and it is. Like, guys, when I'm saying like Todd said local SEO is not that hard. Guys, it's beyond, it's not that hard now. It's easy. If you know the process and you have the tool and you follow the process and you get good at it, because it'll take you a little bit to just get used to it, but you will get used to it. Guys, I'm almost batting 100% on hitting the first page on Google with every website I build, because the process works so good. It's so easy. And for someone that wants to know, how long does it take me to rank a site, and those questions, I'm not sure if they got asked or not. From using keyword supremacy, you guys saw how fast I found 2 domains that were available to register. Okay, that takes minutes, just minutes with keyword supremacy, and you guys are getting that. But from that point to setting up the hosting account takes another couple minutes. Installing WordPress just takes a couple minutes, and then setting up with this. And then the longest part is doing the keyword research that I showed you on the webinar, organizing them into groups, and then optimizing. But me, guys, myself, I can get a website once it's set up, and once I start the project plan, from research to optimize to my content writers are now writing, in as little as 2 hours. That's how fast things happen now, because the tool just does so much to just systemize the process into something that makes it so easy, right? And 2 hours, guys, if you could learn the process, that'll take you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, but watch the webinar replay a couple times and you'll get it. 2 hours to launch a fully big site, send 5 backlinks in, a few months later, every keyword's on page 1. I'm not saying it's gonna happen to you guaranteed. I'm saying it happens to me now almost every single time. And I can teach this to you guys. Watch the webinar replay. I did teach it to you today. You're gonna increase your rankings. Even if you have sites that you already have, guys, the audit's going to go live really quick here, like by Monday, I think. Audit your website, see where you're at, move stuff around, optimize it stronger the way I showed you today. You will see ranking increases on your site. I guarantee it.
Yeah, this site right here, the very first homepage here. Remember the menu, when you put the word menu in the description there, because it was found there, and you noticed that it was down there, but it wasn't ranking anywhere, and then had 70 searches per month. Just by seeing that and adding the word menu, we have a great menu, that little sentence there, boom, that hit page 1 within a matter of days. Next time it was crawled. Yeah, even do something like that, bump it up a little more.
Yeah, so what he's saying, guys, is I was just going through and I'm like, am I fully optimized? And I was just looking at the cloud, and I saw menu, and I was like, oh, 70 searches per month. I want those 70 searches per month, right? And I noticed I didn't have the word menu anywhere in here. So I wrote this sentence, and within 48 hours, I went from page 3 to page 1 just by including it there. But you saw what I just did. I just added best menu and food services cater. I'm going to save that. And I don't know how I'll be able to update you guys on that by Zaggio, and when we do training webinars, I'll update this. Guaranteed, guys, within the next 48 hours, I'm at number 9 right now. That'll bump up again, just because I put it in a more prolific place, right? Like over here, I went from page 3 to page 1 by putting it as the last word in my description. I just put it as the 5th word in my title now as well. So now it's in there twice. Watch. Guaranteed, guys, I get a ranking boost from that.
And the main point I was trying to make with that, if you have an existing site and you run an audit on it and you see that, you're like, oh, wow, I have a keyword, a keyword combination here ranking on page 6 or something, but I'm not optimized for it. I don't have it in my title. I don't have it in my description. Add it to your title and your description, and it will start ranking, period.
Yeah.
It's just that clear.
Keyword cloud optimization, man. It's such a simple thing, and it's such a aha, duh. It's like both. It's like, oh my God, that's so simple, but so genius. Find all the words you want to rank for, guys. Find out what the important words in those phrases are. Optimize for the most important up front, but then write a sentence in the back half using the other words in the cloud. That's how you rank for every keyword. It's called keyword cloud optimization, guys. Make a sentence that reads right. Like, listen to this title: Catering Stamford, Connecticut, best menu and food services caterer in CT. That's good English. That's a proper sentence, but it's also, not only is it appealing to the people who read it on Google that are searching for any of these keywords, because they're like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. They're going to click on it. Click-through rates are going to go up. Google reads it. They're like, that's exactly what the person's searching for. You win on both fronts, guys, using keyword cloud optimization. And I'm so surprised that nobody else is doing this. I'm sure we're going to see more of this in the future in other softwares. Just remember where you saw it first, okay? One more question. How long did it take to get the website to #1? Catering Stamford, Connecticut, within 60 days had its first page rankings. I think to get to #1 took another month, I think 3 months, and it's been there for over a year now. So it also sticks. It gets there pretty quickly, and it also sticks. The replay will be up within a couple hours of when we finally get off the webinar.
And that's going to be soon, guys. We really need to go. I've got some things to do as well, and I know everybody's busy. I mean, me and her could probably sit here all day and talk about this and talk about SEO and stuff like that, but we want to make sure we keep this, to a reorganized point. So, any last burning question you have that you just really must have it answered, please do put it in now, and we will get on it. If
Where can I
not,
find it? Oh yeah, here, guys. Zaggio.net/Shimura. I'll put that link in your chat one more time. So this one's for you, Paul. Okay, send to all. There you go. Everyone should have it. Zaggio.net/Zamora. That's going to give you the coupon. It's auto applied. You don't have to enter the coupon. We've auto applied it for you. That's it. Does it work on small 3-page sites? Yep. The site I showed you today was a 4-page website. It works on big sites, it works on small sites. That doesn't matter. It's not the size of the site. It's the optimization of the pages that matters. Can I use this to develop money sites to sell? Yes, of course. Let's get to work, Denny says.
Man, we need to do some more webbies with Josh's crew. These guys are great.
Yeah, more trainings.
So engaged. Yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of training, guys. We do a lot of training. Get in the groups.
Yeah. Case study of using DFY authority for #1 to buy the site to build the site with, and then buying more sites to build the PBNs with, and using project supremacy to run it all would be killer. All right, guys. Yeah, let's end it there so we can get the replay out. Thank you everyone for attending. Josh is a great guy. Can we upgrade to annual from monthly? You can, but you're not going to get the deal unless you do it like right away. So you can always go from monthly to annual, but to get that 297 deal, you have to get the 297 deal.
Right on. All right, guys. Once again, thanks a lot, Herc. You nailed it again. Really do appreciate all your great wisdom and teaching that you're throwing out there. And I just know that everybody learned a lot today. I know I did. I learned something new every time you go, and it's not scripted. It's just kind of like just the way he goes, and he always kind of goes down some little rabbit hole that we haven't seen before. So it's always exciting and entertaining and everything else. And guys, and you guys were awesome as well. Really do appreciate all the great feedback and all the great interaction and all the great questions. And like I said, that really helps us make a great product in the end. All right, guys, signing off from New York City. See you guys on the inside. Take care. Bye-bye.